looking.
All right. Going live, assuming that... that's uncharacteristically quick of kick.
Huh?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mehcast, and oh, what a motley crew we are. I'm playing Sonic 4 again.
And now I'm going to introduce us on the YouTube. Hello, ladies and germs. Welcome to the Mehcast, and oh, what a motley crew we are. We are playing.
Kevin,
we are back.
Kevin, click on my stream.
I did.
Yeah, but I need you to go there. Or yeah, full screen it.
I did. And don't worry, I got you.
I just now noticed when I was full screening yours.
Okay, so anyway,
I'm gonna cheat. Kind of.
Are you now?
I mean, sort of. Volume settings.
All right.
Customize controls. I want to set up player 2.
All right. So last time, I had gotten all the way through the rest of Citadark Island. And
lucky for me, I have another Xbox controller.
Are you sure you want to do this, Alex?
I'm gonna give it a good, honest... I'm gonna give it a shot.
Alright, so... we see a guard up there.
Appreciate it if my tablet would stop sagging onto the rest of my electronics, please. There we go.
Now, let's see if we can...
The microphone has developed erectile dysfunction. That's amazing.
Never mind. Hello, Snaddle. Remember this guy from Fennec?
Now, this is the first time so
we meet again. My plan was perfect. The only problems were the utterly useless Lovrina and Gorrigan, and you. You spoiled the brilliant plan I had devised for Fennec City. And thanks to that terrible, hard-nosed woman, I suffered the humiliation of having my worst moments broadcast all over Ore. To regain Master Grievel's forgiveness, and for me to assume my rightful position as the governor of Ore, I must defeat you. This time, I won't be shy about revealing to you the full extent of my power.
Okay,
Can we just get AI to...
I legitimately have 2 controllers hooked up to my PC right now, and only one of them wants to work. And I know for a fact that this other controller works, I just... Huh.
Okay, so... Snaddle, round 2.
Can we get AI to do the character voices instead, Kevin, please?
Who's there?
Huh.
Did I hear a wild gizmo?
It's me, and I got a special guest with me.
Oh, what a motley crew we are!
Who was that?
He's posted a AI voice of Johnny Bravo.
Okay.
Quoting the intro, he said, "Oh, what a motley crew we are."
Okay, I guess the game isn't gonna let me cheat, even though I legitimately have 2 controllers hooked up.
Alrighty,
I'm not going to play them anymore on stream, but I will post them.
Any news I missed out?
Oh, Alex, we got to talk about that thing that we both saw over the weekend.
The dingalings. The thingalings.
So, Gizmo, were you aware of the fact that the Blue Beetle movie came out last Friday?
Yes, I heard it bombed.
Worse than Morbius, the living vampire.
Yeah, that was what I was about to say. Blue Beetle has thus far had a worse opening weekend than Morbius.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad because... I heard about that too, but it's kind of sad because this movie while nobody asked for this either, nobody was really against this.
Okay, let's be real here. Like, it's not that nobody asked for it; it's that they pretty much just skipped right to it.
Hello.
This is the third Blue Beetle, and the funny thing is, they actually acknowledge that he is the third Blue Beetle in the movie, but that raises even more questions. Like, where the fuck was either of the Blue Beetles during, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League,
Alex,
Captain Marvel 2,
Alex, don't you know?
Aquaman,
Alex,
the Suicide Squad.
Don't you know?
Regular-ass Suicide Squad.
You're giving the movie industry
Wonder
way
Woman
too much
1984.
credit.
Wait, Alex, don't mean to interrupt your train of thought, but remember, all that stuff is not canon. According to the massive tool bag that is James Gunn.
Yeah, but
dude, none of that is canon, dude.
By the way, I have to mention something. The director is a goddamn liar because he said Henry Cavill was in this film, and unless there's a post-credit scene that I didn't see,
He isn't.
Yeah, he's not in this fucking movie.
I was gonna say
they mentioned Superman.
If it really wasn't,
I guess they're saying it's his headcanon that Superman and his that's his Superman, but like, shit, man, you're doing your damnedest to try and drum up any little bit of publicity you can for this film.
Especially after how badly he treated people. When the infamous "Batman's a fascist" line came up in the trailer said by unfunny George Lopez.
And I have to.
Who, by the way, I was correct. He wasn't funny at all. He was the worst part of the movie.
I do have to mention.
You're just getting yourself for saying that. You need to get a knife.
I'm not attracted to George. I am not sexually attracted to George Lopez, though.
You don't understand George Lopez's humor.
Why do you sound like
to be fair? To be fair, you have to have an incredibly high IQ and a grasp of theoretical physics to understand the humor of George Lopez.
No, but he's got a point. For some reason, there's a lot of stands out there for George Lopez for some reason, as opposed to any other.
I used to be the biggest George. I used to be one of the biggest George Lopez fans on the face of the earth. He had one of my favorite TV shows when I was a kid, and the George Lopez show was a show that I caught every week.
Oh, dude, that shit was funny.
Like that
the show was funny. I will admit that, but lately it's like George Lopez decided he didn't want to be funny anymore. He just wanted to be a drama queen.
He spent a good period of time attempting to be the new Jimmy Kimmel, and we all know what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. I guess we had a little brief discussion before we went on the air about what we wanted to talk about in regards to this film, and I guess we're kind of skewing away from that. So we should probably talk about the positives, what we liked about the film, before we start ripping it to shreds, because it's okay. As people who are big fans of DC, like you and I are not particularly happy with this film. I think it's safe to say, but we can go ahead and say, hey, there are some good aspects to it.
I do like the suit, the way it looks.
Yes, the suit is good.
And for the most part, the suit does look practical. We actually saw
there's
behind the scenes footage.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool shit with the suit. They leaned very heavily on the Power Rangers side of things, or the Tokusatsu side of things, which is very good, because Tokusatsu is basically the gold standard of suited superhero action shows and movies, for that matter. But one of the big issues with this is that it's basically just surface level. Like, I can't even get into the positives without accidentally getting into the negatives, but there's some cool references to like Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. There's this whole the thing with the sword is really cool. Unfortunately, the thing with the sword leads to absolutely goddamn nowhere, because because
is it just a training montage?
No, it's worse. If it was a training montage, I would at least have a level of I'm gonna restart this level. Because I keep losing too many rings. So anyways, if it was a training montage, we'd actually have, like, some justification, because there is a reason why Jaime doesn't want to use the sword. Unfortunately, that reason is bullshit.
What did you say?
But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Oh God, is that bad?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I like Ted Kord's Beetlemobile. Like that.
Yeah,
you remember that thing we saw in the Blue Beetle cartoon?
Yeah, that was
dude.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that looks
that's
badass,
really neat.
man.
That is a great design. It's completely wasted on this dog shit film, and for some reason, George Lopez knows how to drive it.
Because of course he does.
Yeah. Kevin, you want to go ahead?
Oh,
because
well,
I
so-
got 2 in a row. So.
I haven't seen the movie yet, but I
And
can
the thing
tell
is,
you,
is like,
hang on, Gizmo, go ahead.
I haven't seen the movie yet, but I can already tell there's one good thing about that movie that I haven't seen yet. It's that the old Abuelita is holding a fucking minigun.
Okay, that is not as funny as you think it is.
It's not.
Really?
No. Oh, because here's the thing,
No.
Gizmo. Oh, Jaime's dad, Alberto Reyes, is the one with the military experience, not Nana.
Okay, but that
I mean, they
doesn't
made
change the
her
fact that
have
it could have been
military
funny.
experience in this, but there's no reason for it.
What's wrong with an old lady
Yeah.
holding a minigun?
No, but
There's
here's the
nothing
thing, though.
wrong
the
with it. It's
potential of
just that, you know,
No.
this joke was a lot
No, I know.
funnier 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's still funny. I still think something like that is funny because seeing an old decrepit like senior or I don't know, in her case señorita, I don't know how that goes. Like seeing someone like that suddenly kicking ass with a giant ass fuck off machine gun is
Yeah, but-
funny, but it's also badass at the same time.
Grandma
How did they
being the
mess up
heavy
something
from
like that?
TF2, who is something that I've seen too many times for it to be funny to me anymore. Or like
I haven't seen it that many times. The few times I
secretly,
have, it's
oh,
funny.
grandma is secretly like really strong and like beats up people who bully her grandchildren, and that I can't tell you how many times I've seen that, unfortunately. Hey, like
Yeah.
No, I don't
let me
think anybody's really seen it the way you think they have, because when I think of that trope, I think of actual old, actual decrepit, actual, fucking old person.
I
still
think more
having a
like
little bit of
hip
sense left
old grandma trying to be hip.
defend the people that she loved. The stuff they might be thinking about is like probably Kim Possible level, where like, oh yeah, she's an old woman, but she can still do backflips and shit.
like literally
They're
Spy
probably thinking of that
Kids
kind of
had
shit.
that.
Yeah, that's what they're probably thinking of. I'm not. That's not what I'm thinking of though, because in Spy Kids, you can see she can still clearly walk. She can still clearly run. She can still clearly stand up. For God's sake, this one
Yeah, but
looks like she
Grandpa
still
could
needs some help
too, and
walking.
Grandpa was in a wheelchair.
No, but he was in a wheelchair. That's the difference. That's another thing entirely. That's
like,
another conversation
Khan
entirely.
had the
I'm
combat
talking.
wheelchair in that movie.
No, that's another thing entirely. Though he's literally crippled. He literally cannot walk. Period. I'm talking about like the grandma. I'm talking like actual people who can stand up and shit. Like when in Spy. Okay, hold on. Okay, in Spy Kids,
it's implied
the old
that she's
people,
like a revolutionary. That she used to be a revolutionary back in
Yeah,
the old
and
country, but like they're from
and
Mexico, not South America.
Yeah, and they also say, and she also has some of the cringe in the dialogue bits.
Oh, is it like the white people or like white
Yes,
people
literally
flavor or
that.
something
It
like that?
really is. She's like down with imperialism.
Yeah, down with the
Oh, for
imperialists, and I'm like,
Come on, get down with the imperialism.
What do you mean? You don't like it when people are down with imperialism in a movie that's supposed to be about a fucking superhero?
and
on
that
stuff
note,
like
I have
that.
to mention something about the
Stuff
subtitles.
like that. Yeah,
I have to mention that the Spanish subtitles are so bad. Like I am not fluent in Spanish by any means, but
you know enough.
I know enough Spanish to know when they're lying to me. It's like when I watch it's like when I watch something that's like subbed in Japanese very poorly, Yeah, I know.
Right.
Except I wouldn't say I'm fluent in Japanese either, but
I know a
I
couple. Let me just say this, Alex.
I took
I
2
know a
years
couple
of
of
Japanese in college, you know.
I know a couple of people who are fluent in both Spanish and English. Chances are, Alex, they might agree with you.
Yeah.
But you should probably see if you should ask the if you know anybody who's like fluent in Spanish, you should probably ask them if any of this is right.
Well, I got family that speaks Spanish and not and only Spanish, or like they come from like countries or like or countries as well as. Hold on, there's something in my fucking nose. What is that? Okay, yeah, that's just a
They
large
have
ass hair.
they
Anyway,
have a Spanish background.
yeah, I have a sort of a Spanish background. Like I got like a Guatemalan on my dad's side and Peruvian on my mom's side, and those guys have people that literally speak Spanish and nothing but Spanish, but they can at least understand some English. And I can tell you right. I'm asking you right now if I put one Guatemalan member in there and one Peruvian member in there, how mad would they be if when they figure out the subtitles?
Jaime's sister calls him a pendejo, and the subtitles don't reflect that at all. So you know.
No.
Okay. Huh. You would think that they would get Spanish right, but considering that they're trying
I had enough rings. Oh.
Yeah, you would think they would try to get Spanish right, considering that we're finally getting a Hispanic superhero. Fuck you, Zorro was there first. You would think
Zorro is one of the original superheroes too.
Yeah,
the original.
He inspired
movie
Batman, for God's sake, and the Shadow.
The original movie superhero. He was just a legend, and then he was a movie superhero in the black and white days. And then he came around with all these other guys like Buck Rogers.
Yep.
And then there was Zorro from One Piece.
Buck Rogers.
Oh no! What do you mean?
And
That was Zorro.
Gordon and guys like
Gizmo.
that.
Yeah.
No. Just
don't you know that's Zorro?
Zorro. Like
Don't you know his parents?
Dave Zolo. He's like a samurai.
Let's go.
What will I see? Searching my mind.
I still remember how fucking the half pipe sucks in Sonic games.
God damn it, Sonic.
I
almost had it and I landed on the mines.
God,
the half pipe.
Anyways, Kevin, go ahead and give a positive about this film.
Okay, and I do. It's like it was interesting to have Blue Beetle be in a movie at all, and plus, they did accurately have the suit's voice resemble Jaime's mother's voice, which is how it was in the comics.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, that was cool. One.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Wait, you have enough rings.
Now another thing that I like, I'm not gonna switch now. I just need to take a drink of water. Another thing that I kind of liked was like I like the idea of his uncle being like this crazy conspiracy theorist guy. Unfortunately, it's just very
George Lopez
implemented, and George Lopez doesn't deliver any of the lines. Funnily, which is funny because he was one of the greatest comedians ever until he wasn't.
That line could have been funny. I'm gonna say
always did.
Hot take. I think that fascist line would have been funny if they pulled it off right. The timing
of the editing is terrible, and the context doesn't make it any better because he's basically raving about how much he loves like Blue Beetle and Superman right beforehand, and then he just immediately cuts to Batman's a fascist. And I don't want to toot my own horn here or anything, but there's an unreleased Spider-Man project written by Kevin and myself where J. Jonah Jameson does the same thing, but does it way better. And that's all I'm gonna say, you know?
I mean, I may have to see that to compare.
Toot!
Yeah. Now, how about
that's another thing that I wanted to bring up.
There you go, Alex. I tooted your horn for you.
Oh, thank you very much. That's another thing I wanted to bring up, though, is that while Kevin has handled the Blue Beetle content and for our little collaborative effort, and I was far more impressed by his work than I was by this movie.
Oof.
Ooh.
care to,
I'm not gonna say a whole lot because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But
No one thinks
oh god damn it, Sonic!
So.
But oh god damn it, Sonic.
Piece of shit.
You never. This is you should have just skipped forward. Yeah, you had to get the Chaos Emeralds. They do nothing.
Kevin, do you want to say another thing, or do you want to just move on?
Let's move on to that plot summary.
Okay, so basically, Ted Cord's sister,
yes, finally, I got the Alakazam card.
Ted Cord's sister, original the character Donut Steel, is trying to
I was gonna say I don't think he had a sister.
Yeah, she's trying to recover the Blue Beetle Scarab, which
Kajida.
Yeah, Kajida, which has even though in the movie Ted Cord is said to be he was studying the Scarab and whatnot during his lifetime.
Yes.
Damn it, Sonic. That was my fault, but I'm gonna blame you anyways. Anyways,
yes.
Yeah, so the Scarab goes away. And it's not like there was anything... Traditionally, there's some kind of incident at Cord Industries where Jaime... Hey... That was my fault. I'm sorry, Sonic, that was my fault this time. Traditionally, there's some kind of incident at Cord Industries where, while Jaime's on the way back from school, and he's trying to, do regular-ass school things, and, he runs into an accident at the lab and winds up with a scarab on his back.
Yep.
How convenient.
That's not what happens in this movie. So the scarab escapes, and then
wait. You're forgetting a couple of people. His best friend and his redheaded girlfriend.
Yeah,
okay, those aren't in this movie.
What?
Nope. Nope, neither.
Okay, so there's a girlfriend, but they have no chemistry, and she's Ted Cord's daughter.
Yep.
Okay.
They meet. They meet while he's cleaning gum off of her aunt's lawn chair, and
okay.
Yeah, and he basically he gets himself fired. She offers him a job, and then while he's going to the interview, she hands him a Big Belly burger box. Say that 3 times fast, with Kajida inside.
Big Belly
After
burger box,
pulling off a
heist,
kind of like the one that the characters from Jurassic World Dominion did.
Except it's not embryos, it's a fucking...
It's
not embryos in a shaving cream can, it's a Blue Beetle Scarab inside of a big fast food burger. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where she got the burger box, but,
I mean, to be fair, she could have gotten that literally anywhere, considering how people eat fast food nowadays.
Where do they sell burgers in boxes these days?
KFC, Popeyes.
I don't eat at KFC or Popeyes, so that probably explains why I don't know.
The KFC Taco Bell combination stores, maybe too. I don't know.
Those places are awful. I hate you for reminding me that they exist.
Cap.
The only one I've ever been to. The only one I've ever been to.
Well, first
God
L
damn
I've
it,
taken.
Sonic.
Well, first L I've taken in this game so far, guys.
You're telling me you
Oh,
wouldn't
wow.
want to get a KFC chicken
what you died
sandwich
to.
with a Baja Blast?
Ardos's Snorlax.
Damn.
Do I have to re-explain this to you?
And now I gotta go all the way back to the island.
God damn
From
it,
my
Sonic!
plate.
Oh. Why?
Okay, so
It's been a while since I've actually lost a battle in this game, so...
Yeah, so Ted Kord's sisters...
You mean you can lose in Pokemon?
She's basically Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man, except without the courage to get in the fucking suit herself.
Bruh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is literally Ant-Man, Gizmo.
No, this is
don't-
worse than Ant-Man.
Don't
because
besmirch Ant-Man's name with whatever the fuck I'm hearing.
Because Ted Kord would have been in the movie if it was just Ant-Man. And you know what? That would have been... You know how they had the old Atom Smasher in Black Adam?
Right.
Remember how they had original Night Owl in Watchmen?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they should have had original Blue Beetle in well, second Blue Beetle in this.
Yeah.
You know what? They could have had original Blue Beetle in this. Have Dan Garrett in it. He comes up often enough. Have Dan Garrett in this movie and have him be kind of like the Batman and Batman Beyond looking over Jaime's shoulder trying to teach him how to do things, you know? Oh, that way we could have had a much needed mentor character, or rather than...
Yeah, but then we would have a quality movie, and then
we should have had fucking Booster Gold in this.
No, you're giving him too much credit. You're giving him too much credit.
Booster Gold is not in this movie. The best friend is not in the movie. Booster Gold is not in the movie. Peacemaker is not in this movie. And Rip Hunter is not in this movie either. And Peacemaker is entirely James Gunn's fault because he bastardized the character in the Suicide Squad. Even though Peacemaker's most notable appearances outside of the Peacemaker comic were previously in Blue Beetle comics.
Well, I mean, to be fair, at least he made it a cinematic version of him and gave him more of a limelight than any of the other villains did.
Peacemaker is not a villain, though. He's a superhero.
Yeah. I mean, sure, but...
I mean...
Like,
I'm saying is at least they gave him a spotlight. That's the nicest thing I could say about it.
I mean, this is like... That's kind of like saying... at least Resident Evil 6 sold a bunch of copies. Yeah, Resident Evil 6 sold a bunch, but it was shit.
Right. Yeah, but that's the nicest thing you could say about it. If you it's like a short pros and cons list. It's like it's got all these cons and I have to say something nice about it. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Old well.
So they basically.
Also to be fair,
I'm gonna pause the game for a second here because I need to stretch my arms.
So also to be fair though, if it wasn't for the sales of Resident Evil 6, I don't think Capcom would have gotten it through their heads that while we love Resident Evil, this isn't it, Chief, because nobody would have. We wouldn't have guessed how it would have been if people didn't buy it. You know.
I mean, they could have done that. Resident Evil 6 was entirely riding on the success of 4 and 5. 5 rode on 4, and people hadn't realized that 5 was quite as broken as it was at the time. And Resident Evil 6, while arguably it has much better controls and sometimes has better gameplay depending on which campaign you're playing than 5, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I could totally buy that Wesker bag.
I'd rather play Resident Evil 5 than Resident Evil 6 because it's more coherent. And you could have done that. You could have sold as much as Resident Evil 6 did. And in fact, you probably could have sold more if the game had been better. Everybody I know who likes Resident Evil has a copy of Resident Evil 6, but they don't like it. And some people have multiple copies like I do, but
I'm one of those
weird.
people who has it but doesn't like it.
I have
I'm
3 copies of Resident Evil 6.
That's fucking
You
hilarious.
poor thing.
Hey, here's a quote
2
that
of
I
those,
think. So,
let's be fair here, only one of them was one that I paid for. The other 2 were given to me.
There's a quote that I've heard that when Resident Evil 6 was new, when someone tried it out. Oh, the fans are gonna tell me, oh, but it's long. It's got 4 campaigns. There's so much content, and I'm like, motherfucker, 4 times 0 is 0.
The fans weren't saying that. I don't know
No,
who was saying that, because Resident
Rob.
Evil fans didn't like Resident Evil 6.
Rob, like you
Like
know that there's fanboys of everything. You realize that, right?
Okay,
There's
yeah, I
always
understand
fanboys,
that.
even
but,
to the
like,
point where they'll. There's even fanboys to the point where they'll smell shit and tell you it's chocolate.
I was about to say that I don't think there's anybody who would defend what they did to Chris Redfield in that game. But then I remembered that there are people who defend what they did to Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. And then I heard that at the very least, Chris Redfield didn't fucking die in Resident Evil 6, so, you know. Congratulations, Capcom. You character assassinated your main character less than Lucas did.
But even if he did, they would have to give him a death that makes sense and that would actually be worth.
Well, yeah, because Resident Evil protagonists are basically bulletproof.
Right.
Except for when the plot tells them that they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's story conveniences and plot conveniences. If they're gonna be shot up with a bunch of bullets and still survive, that's just game mechanics. You know, why really be fair if you went into Resident Evil 4 and you immediately died from that first enemy if he hit you with his axe once.
Yeah.
Unless I'm playing very, very hard mode, maybe.
Yeah, even in very, very hard mode though, it still takes a few hits from an axe or a gun to kill you.
By the way, I have to bring something up about the score.
It doesn't exist.
Not Resident Evil 6. Fucking Blue Beetle. So Blue Beetle's score.
If you could even call it that.
Yeah, if you can call it that. The main Blue Beetle theme is the Imperial March.
What?
It's the Imperial March. Like, it's the first 4 notes of the Imperial March, I believe. In a different key, repeated a bunch, over top of a pseudo Hans Zimmer drum beat.
Huh.
And then
So in other words, this composer has not an original idea in his skull.
Yeah. Like, I know I'll say as much as anybody, like it doesn't necessarily matter if the score is original, well, if it's good. The score is not good. The score barely exists. And what exists of it rips off some of the most iconic scores in movie history. Like, there are bits of it taken from Man of Steel. There's bits of it taken from The Empire Strikes Back. There's bits of it taken from... Honestly, hey, like, there's a part that sounds like it's straight out of the Guardians of the Galaxy video game. The Kickstart My Heart part, which we'll get to. But, maybe the Guardians of the Galaxy video game. Maybe just Guardians of the Galaxy itself. Although I will say, this film reads like Guardians of the Galaxy meets The Empire Strikes Back. By which I mean, there's a thing that happens that is completely worthless, and the power of friendship saves the day. Yeah, so...
Does he also get a Keyblade and then turn Super Saiyan?
It's funny you should mention Super Saiyan. And because Jaime literally goes super... Like, he goes blue Super Saiyan and in the very end. And, the villains... Well, okay, so...
They suck.
Plot summary time. So,
Susan Sarandon.
Ted Kord's sister is evil, and she's trying to put together she's trying to put together OMAC. And she wants the Khajiit Scarab to make OMAC better.
Putting together OMAC has always been a good idea. Continue.
Yeah, she wants to make OMAC better with the Scarab. And her main OMAC guy is a former child soldier who was previously a quadriplegic, and she put him into an OMAC suit with metal limbs and shit. They basically made him into evil War Machine.
It sounds like they combined the two versions of OMAC and tried to make one.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Yes, they literally did, because that's what I was thinking as I was watching this film.
They put the literal
daughter,
one
Ted Kord's daughter, steals the Scarab from Kord Industries from a Hispanic guy who works in the lab. Keep that in mind, it's going to be important later. Okay, and she gives... Because she ran into Jaime earlier and offered him a job at Kord, she... and the whole thing with the sister is jealous that Ted left his company to his daughter instead of her. And then she has this whole bullshit about how, like, I helped build this company, this is rightfully mine, yada yada.
Let me guess. Do you know how much I sacrificed?
Okay, so they literally rip off shit from Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man in this. There is a montage about the military tech, like a video trying to sell OMAC to the military, that is ripped straight from the Amazing Spider-Man, and there are speeches from her lifted directly from Spider-Man 1. This film does not have an original idea in its head.
Let me guess the lines that they try and rip off or at least inspired from Spider-Man. I've already seen the glider. Back to formula. Back to formula. Back to formula. Do you know how much I sacrifice? Godspeed,
okay,
Spider-Man. Don't tell Harry.
There's no back to formula. There is quite a bit of quite a bit towards you know how much I
sacrificed. It's back to formula 3 times.
There is it's okay, so Kord's daughter hands Jaime the Scarab in a burger box. Jaime takes it home, and by the way, his family is about to lose the house, and apparently they're all gonna get deported or some shit. The sister is more annoying than she was in the comics, and
the sister is nowhere near as cute and adorable as she is in the comics.
So she takes...
you know what? Yeah, you bring up a good point. Why did they age up the sister?
Why did they age up Jaime? He's supposed to be high school age, and they put him in fucking college.
Granted, in Young Justice, he was 18. And by that point...
Why are they using Young Justice? That show was awful.
Because
it turned awful.
Well, here's the thing, Alex. That's the only thing they have for basis on Jaime in terms of his origin, because they never watched Batman Brave and the Bold, where Jaime was voiced by a white guy.
Like, keep in mind, this is the guy who survived blows from Guy Gardner.
Not only Guy Gardner, but Lobo and fucking Eobard Thawne.
Yeah, and when you see that...
I'm not making that up!
I forgot about that.
Jaime is a fucking beast! And yet they jumped him out to a goddamn aerodrome!
Oh yeah, let's also forget
they also jobbed him out to lame-ass OMAC in this.
I'm sorry.
Character who would have been played by Danny Trejo back in the day, unfortunately is not in this movie.
Danny Trejo would have been better.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo should have been the uncle.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have loved.
I would rather have Antonio Banderas or Danny Trejo as the uncle. George Lopez killed it for me.
Yeah, I could have imagined Antonio Banderas or Danny Trejo delivering the line, "Batman's a fascist" in a funny way. Hey, maybe Antonio Banderas would have just said Batman's a fascist, then he would have just moved on. They wouldn't have had him shouting it. And Danny Trejo would have been like, "Batman's a fascist." And everybody would have just looked shocked at him. And he's like, what?
I posted something I think you're really, really like.
Really? Let me Oh, god damn. Okay. Damn, girl. Transform in front of me.
Yeah, so she gives him
Don't worry,
the
Kevin.
burger.
It's not NSF. Don't worry. It's not.
Don't worry about it.
It would have been what I was trying to say was that it would have been funny if they did get Danny Trejo, he would instead like whisper it to himself out of jealousy because he's comparing it to Batman.
Batman's a fascist.
Yeah,
Something
like
that.
hey, it's Batman stuff. Batman's.
They also do this really stupid thing where they kind of dunk on Ted Kord, where they say it's like Batman but with ADHD. And it's like,
Bruh.
okay, you guys,
You really haven't read the comics at
the
all.
The Blue Beetle movie has nothing on the Blue Beetle short movie that we watched a couple of
Or Matt Lanter voiced Ted Kord, and the question was voiced by David Kay.
Yeah, we got Anakin Skywalker playing in the Blue Beetle here.
But does he like Sam?
Sam I Am?
Sand.
Oh.
Does he like Sam? Yeah, that's what I totally asked.
The characterization of Jaime's family is borderline racist and incredibly offensive to average human beings with average intelligence because they are portrayed as the dumbest people on the face of the earth.
Yep.
Like
they are.
They're the whole reason Jaime gets the fucking suit on in the first place because they wouldn't leave the fucking burger container alone.
Is it the same kind of family that's stereotyped where it's like okay, we mentioned a couple. Like the
yeah, they are stereotyped up
like the
wazoo.
badass grandma and like white people food. About like how do they do anything else? Like
you know how Luis's van plays La Cucaracha, right?
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
I thought that he only played. I thought they only added that in because he's the kind of character that would.
Well, that too.
Okay, yes, but the thing is, they did that in this, and it's very obvious that the only reason that it's there is because that was an Ant-Man.
Was it added into a lowrider or some shit? Like,
okay. So,
if they had lowrider in there, that would actually been worth a damn. But no,
there is a spot where lowrider should have played, but they played "Kickstart My Heart" instead. Anyways. Yeah. So.
Kickstart My Heart. Is that the one where he's
the Motley Crue song?
Yeah.
Me and my broken heart.
No.
I got so sick of that song after they put enough times on the radio.
No. Kickstart My Heart is when I get high on speed. Can't feel fun, it turns to drug for me. My heart, kickstart my heart.
An odd song, don't you think? That you would have thought that they would play something like a little more appropriate, I guess is the right word.
Yeah, you'd think.
But no.
I'm not even just talking like appropriate to his heritage, because even then that would have made sense as well. But kind of an odd song choice, don't you think?
Well, it doesn't even fit the scene.
Trading card game.
That's like it's like hearing Amy Rose's theme in a Ryu training montage in Street Fighter. It's like, okay, good song, but
funny.
Anything else?
So, this is after the stupid family gets the scarab out and puts the suit on Jaime. This turns into Collateral Damage. What's that? The movie?
Well, it doesn't. Well, they don't put it on Jaime. The scarab just awakens itself.
It's not on
Jaime's breast,
but he's not exactly helping things.
And not only that, but somebody asked, the scarab must have gone up his ass.
I'm
not
kidding.
Jokes
in this film are not funny.
No,
the Batman's a fascist joke is not the only not funny joke in
That
this
could have
film.
been a funny joke.
And most of those
It was
jokes
delivered
are
by
said
George
by
Lopez.
yeah, most of those
for
jokes are
fucking course.
delivered by George Lopez.
Fucking course.
So
it
don't
was.
be surprised.
Why is it always George Lopez, man? Why do they keep picking George Lopez for this kind of shit? I don't get it.
Because he's a famous Hispanic comedian.
Okay, and there's a lot of other Hispanic guys that are not comedians that could do really well in comedies or comedic situations. Antonio Banderas proves that. Danny Trejo especially.
Danny Trejo. Fucking... Actually, you know, the cast of fucking Spy...
The guy on King of the Hill?
Go talk to Quentin Tarantino
and, you know
and
what?
Robert
Why didn't
Rodriguez.
They get Tarantino in this.
Tarantino and Rodriguez are from Texas. They know some Hispanic people.
Everybody knows.
You know, Danny Trejo. You know, Danny Trejo was Hank Hill's coworker.
Oh, cool. But
yeah, he was actually.
Hey, man, you got me. My wife kicked me out.
What the fuck?
No, you don't remember. A lot of these celebrity cameos were in King of the Hill.
Anyways, yeah. So Jaime goes on this big ol' stupid rampage through the city, while the thing's trying to
kill him.
You know, figure out what the fuck is going on. Kaji apparently doesn't care about collateral damage.
But didn't you hear the song? This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
I mean, it really isn't what I wanted.
And I just want to rock.
Any way I want it, that's the way I need it. And this movie didn't give it to me the way I wanted it.
Nor the way he needed it.
You remember that NSYNC song, You're the One for Me, You're My Ecstasy? It's the opposite of that. You're not the one for me, you're my cocaine habit I'm trying to kick.
That doesn't roll off the tongue all that well.
That's all be.
Higher and higher.
Anyways.
Higher and higher.
And higher and higher and higher.
Yeah, movie film.
Movie film.
Also, whenever like in the comics, the first time Jaime transforms out of the Scarab suit, he's butt-ass naked. Unlike in the comics, the Scarab never changes that.
Weren't there times where he was
about to say that. Like, they never figured out how to not have that happen, so our star winds up butt-ass naked on a number of occasions. Yeah, I thought it was 3 times.
No.
Weren't there times, though, in the comics where he was, like, butt-ass naked after transformation?
Well, yes, but the Scarab fixed that.
Yeah,
like,
the Scarab
stopped burning away his clothes after a while, and then, but they never even try that in this movie. And our hero winds up, like I said, butt-ass naked several times. And I'm just reminded of the fact that if they did that to a superheroine, you know, we're never gonna see Wonder Woman or Power Girl looking like that.
I would like that, though.
Supergirl got fucking shot, and her fucking hospital gown was completely intact by the end of that scene.
Oh, let's also not forget in the Supergirl TV show. Good God, why do I have to bring that up? They completely shat on her original costume design. I wouldn't wear this to the beach, bitch. With that attitude, I wouldn't want to take you to the beach.
Yeah.
I want to to the beach.
They couldn't even, like, they couldn't even give their own legacy a fucking fair shake, much less anything else.
I think this is just a theory. I think the reason why they didn't want to put Jaime in high school is because there might have been a lot of people trying to compare it to Spider-Man.
Even though Jaime literally is DC Spider-Man.
Yeah, we're already gonna
be sorta, but I think that's still I still think that's the reason why they never put him in high school to begin with, because they might have unwanted comparisons to him and
we're going to be comparing him to Spider-Man anyways, because He literally has an Uncle Ben moment, except it's with his literal father. And then he has another Uncle Ben moment with his uncle, but his uncle doesn't die, more's the pity.
There's enough though that you could separate him from Parker if you actually saw the comic books. Like for example, he actually has both sets of parents. He has a sister. Parker doesn't have any siblings or even any living ones from
Poor Peter Parker. No mother.
Oh, what else is there? He's got friends that were alive from the. Oh, he has friends from the beginning that aren't like, oh well, I gotta hang out with
people
this
know
jackass.
His secret identity. It's Jaime was set up to be like the anti-trope superhero.
Let's not forget that he was away from home before he came back and found that his family was still alive. Unlike Parker, where it's like he went away for a while for Secret Wars and found out that a lot of shit has changed. Like, oh yeah, a lot of shit has changed, but compare that to Jaime, and the only thing that really changed was everybody grew a little older and his dad like became crippled. That's about it.
So, still going on. So, Ted Kord's sister sends Omak to go get Blue Beetle, and Omak hunts down Jaime, and Jaime is basically the pussy version of Iron Man at that point in the film, because
even though the Scarab is supposed to make him basically Iron Man, but more versatile.
Yeah, he keeps insisting, "Oh, I'm not a killer." Why? Why aren't you a killer? Why aren't you gonna kill the guy who tried to rip your head off? This man tried to. Omak has him dead to rights, and the suit saves him, and then the fucking
that moment,
pussy Iron Man decides, "Oh, I'm not a killer. I don't want to kill this guy," and then that comes back to bite him in the ass so many times. Like, a big chunk of the plot of this movie can't happen if Jaime kills the bad guy who definitely deserved it. You know?
See, it's a moment like that where it would have made more sense if they just stuck him in high school like in the original comic, because a high schooler really wouldn't. Well, he wouldn't hesitate, but at the same time, he wouldn't want to have something like death on his conscience. You know, a grown man, on the other hand, it's like, okay, yeah, you still wouldn't want to have death on your conscience, but I think your morals have grown a little tighter to know that if a guy is shooting at you with a fuck-off laser gun, it's either you or him.
Yeah, he's shooting stuff out of his hands, trying to kill him, gave Jaime a literal concussion. And I went through that too fast and didn't get the other 50 rings I needed.
Yeah, that's why I say it makes more sense if he was stuck in high school, because, you know, he would have had like a talking to. Oh, you're growing up. You know, you have to make. Sometimes
with great
it's not
power
easy
comes great responsibility. Just because you can beat the shit out of this guy doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah, give him one of those speeches. You know, they'll probably be like, "Oh, did you get that from Spider-Man?" Because every other.
You literally could have said. You could have made a funny joke out of that, and, you know, have his dad sit him down for the power and responsibility talk, and then have him say, "Hey, this is starting to sound a lot like Spider-Man." And I was like, "Yeah, I know," or something.
Yeah,
it would have been
they could have done something like that if they stuck him in high school, but having him a straight up how old is he supposed to be in here?
He graduated.
He got a bachelor's. I think he's pre-law.
What?
Which is funny because he's supposed to be a dentist.
Yeah, I don't see Reyes as a lawyer. I don't see it, man. Like, I really don't see it, like, in the least, man. That's like seeing Superman as a porn star. I just don't see it. Please don't bring that story up. I swear to God, someone's going to.
I
swear
You're
to
about
God.
to hear something even worse, Gizmo.
Do I really want to know?
No.
It wasn't something involved with Big Barda.
Sailor Moon picture you know that evil Sailor Moon picture I posted earlier?
Yeah, the one with them sexy legs, yes.
That is actually Zoisite dressed as Sailor Moon to fool people.
Oh, fuck. No, never mind then.
Yeah, that's a dude.
Where are we talking?
Oh.
Why you gotta send me a trap?
You know,
Why
now
you
I'm a,
send me-
Gizmo, you're so
Why-
gay now.
Why you gotta send me a picture of a trap, you bitch?
You are
Oh,
so
God
gay
damn.
now, Gizmo. But
I
I
swear-
can't.
Anyways.
Oh my
If I find you,
Uh,
I will throw you.
anyways. Oh, shit.
I will throw you.
Mason,
You know
I
that
am
now.
so
Mason,
fucking canceled.
that fail was entirely your fault.
I will entirely throw you.
Just like this.
and then what?
Anyways. So yeah,
What?
Olmec hunts Blue Beetle down and tries to kill him. And, Jaime decides he's going to be the pussy version of Iron Man and not try to kill the guy who had him, you know, with his head grinding into the pavement. George Lopez has to save him with his super truck.
You know what your booing sounded like, Gizmo? It sounded like the Prowler sound. Do not play it, Sonic.
I will not.
Anyways, yeah, so they escape, and, Jaime gets butt-ass naked in the back of the truck again, even though he can just leave the suit on and
Yeah.
remove the helmet.
I think
Yeah,
I'm hearing the Austin Powers theme come up now.
Ba-da-ba-da. 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 Ba-da-ba-da.
Except Raimi isn't saying, "Oh yeah, baby." He's saying, "Oh shit, Scarab."
Oh baby, oh baby.
Oh, yeah,
You know
baby.
what?
I have to bring something up. So when Jaime goes to the Cord building to ask about getting a job there, he tells the receptionist his name. And it was like, "Hi, I'm Jaime Reyes," and very specifically says, "Jaime, I'm here to speak with, what's her name, the Cord daughter, about getting a job here." And she says, "Oh, have a seat, Jamie."
You know what? I think I can let that pass, considering
Jamie.
there's always that character. You know this,
But
right?
she heard him say his name.
Right, but there's always that character. There's always that character.
Does that character have to exist, though?
No, I'm not saying it's an excuse, but I'm just saying there's always that character that does it. They probably added that in as comedic fodder. I don't see the funny.
No, it's not
No,
Ray.
Like, oh well, I'll see you later, Bobby. It's Barry. I don't care.
Yeah, but
Oh, I'll see you later, Jimmy. It's James. I don't care.
Like Jaime and if you'd seen it spelled, you know what you could have done. You could have had something like what's the name? Jaime Reyes. I'm sorry, I only have space here for a Jamie Reyes. Is this spelled Jaime? Yeah, that's me. Like,
you know what? Another theory, it could be because there's always like silent J in a lot of these names. Like Jose. She probably went like the white routes. I was gonna say she probably went like how you know how people are like, oh, Jose, and they're like, oh, Jose. She could have been like, oh, yeah, Josie.
Josie and the Pussycats.
It could have been like, oh, Jamie. Yeah, that's how it looks. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it.
Yeah, you could have.
So
all they had
Gizmo.
to do was have his name written down. All they had to do was just write his name down, and it would have made perfect sense. But
Does that mean we have to call Asa Piss Josie?
They didn't do the bare
Josie.
minimum. They didn't even do the bare minimum to make the joke work. This is a basic bitch joke that people have been making for years with regards to Jaime's name, and they didn't do it right.
Piss Josie.
Anyway.
Plot.
So the Cord militia, which has been doing stuff in Texas for a while now, decides to hunt the Reyes family down to their house And
that makes total
you know,
sense.
despite the fact that the fucking Cord militia shit is taking place in Texas, and I kind of have a feeling that, you know, the state of don't tread on me, you know, a bunch of states use the Gadsden flag, but, you know, you get the point. The state
Right.
of, you know, go fuck yourself, I have a gun.
Also,
They
Texas.
they don't, nobody seems to notice the jackbooted thugs in tactical gear running around downtown, what is it, downtown San Antonio?
Oh, good God.
No, El Paso.
You would think
yeah,
a
they
place...
don't seem to notice anybody, the guys in downtown El Paso running around with fucking and machine guns, taking out pickup trucks and shit in the middle of Main Street.
You would think an area like that, where people don't like being told what to do, you know, considering that's common sense, nobody does, they would, you know, look out their windows and take their fucking guns out.
And it's like, hey, why do these guys who look like SWAT, why are these guys who look like SWAT shooting at random people in the street? Hey, maybe we should go check that out. Where's the police? Like, this is...
Yeah, DC, where is the police? I noticed a lot
where's the
of
police?
them.
Where's the goddamn Justice League? Justice Society,
Young Justice, Teen Titans, Justice League, Antarctic.
Okay, if that...
I'll take
if
anything.
If they had the Young Justice crew in this, or the Teen Titans, I'd raise a few questions, because Batman hasn't even gotten a second sidekick to lead the team yet, and the original one's dead, so... You know.
Yeah, keep that in mind, because Dick
Not really, this is
Grayson
an
in
cinematic universe.
yeah, keep in mind in
Dead in quotation marks, but you know. Because I believe he was supposed to come back at some point, but you know.
Well, at the very
we'll never
least,
see that because Justice League 2 was canceled.
Of course.
okay, why did Ninjask aim Silverwind at my Flygon, which, you know,
No.
doesn't do much to it?
Anyways,
You don't know anything. He just wanted to believe.
So these and they're flying helicopters around. They're flying helicopters around and torching houses in fucking El Paso, Texas. And
bruh, nobody has a gun to start shooting at them?
I guess, you know, this is a Hollywood film. They probably forgot the Texans like guns.
They're known for their guns. Why would you? Okay. Continue.
Benjamin would hate this movie.
I'm starting to hate this movie.
You should.
Yeah, everybody kind of hates this movie.
I know
except for weirdos I've seen online. I am like, I told them my condolences.
I've been giving a lot of
that aside. Alright, so these fucking jackboots are running around on fucking El Paso, Texas. And somehow that doesn't lead into people raising any eyebrows or anything. Like, it's fucking baffling. Like, the world building is so broken in this movie. Is this? Okay.
Is this real life?
Or is this just fantasy?
Caught in a landslide, escape from reality. Open your eyes.
Look up to the sky.
God damn it.
I see a poor boy. I need no sympathy. Easy come, easy go.
Sympathy. It's sympathy, Gizmo.
You think I care at this moment? Jesus fuck this movie.
Yeah, so the jackboots attack an innocent Mexican family in Texas, and they Jaime's father suffers from a Pa Kent and dies of a heart attack while they're
Which
escaping.
was alluded to earlier, or is because he did have a heart attack or in an off-screen moment in the film.
Why would you? Okay.
Yeah.
Out of the many moments you could have made heartfelt, you decide to have the heart attack off screen.
The heart attack gets Jaime captured, and he gets taken to the bad guy's lair, her to be experimented on, and probably killed, so that they can put the Blue Beetle shit inside OMAC. The family and the Cord Girl take the Blue Beetle mobile and use that to try and bust Jaime out. But much like The Empire Strikes Back, the rescue mission was completely worthless because Jaime got himself out. Well, more to the point, they rip off. I can't say they rip off because these films had to have been in production at the same time. So they have a suspiciously similar sequence to, you know, that thing from Guardians of the Galaxy. Actually, you know what I can say? Hey, is that this is kind of similar to the Unity from Justice League. When Cyborg sees him and his family together, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's almost exactly like that, and it's quite similar to this scene where Rocket's, you know, he's about to die, and then Star-Lord saves him, and he's literally in the afterlife.
With that moment, okay.
Yeah, with the seal, the otter girl, and the other members of his pod, and like that thing, like that is in this film. Try it. I'll risk it. So yeah, and you remember how I said that the biblical symbolism in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is so heavy-handed, like it would have gotten Zack Snyder thrashed on Twitter?
I saw it in the movie, and I get it. I got it now.
They do the same thing in this film.
Motherfucker.
You know, they recreate, hey, the fucking, you know, the Michelangelo painting of the fingers touching?
Oh my god.
Okay, hey, yeah, that scene from Guardians, that's...
Oh yeah, the Adam...
That's how...
the Adam something.
Adam and God. Yeah, that, So, Jaime does that in the dream sequence with the suit.
Oh.
And that's how he escapes. And there's this whole thing about, family, you're running through the film. Like, it started to remind me of the Fast and the Furious by the end.
I was gonna say.
Except I kind of believe it coming from Dominic Toretto more than I do coming from this film. And during the rescue sequence... God damn it. During the rescue sequence, while George Lopez is piloting the Blue Beetle mobile, I can't remember what the actual name of the vehicle is, they start playing Kickstart My Heart. Out of nowhere. I'm not entirely sure why, either in terms of, like, a meta sense, or in the movie itself, you know.
KO?
It's just a random insert. Then it just starts playing, whoa, yeah, kickstart my heart, give it a shot. And you know what would have made more sense? Lowrider.
Yeah, because George Lopez is piloting the thing.
That would have been a nice...
Asa, guys, Asa made a parody of Low Rider with Low Tier God. He sang it like, Low Tier God is a real douchebag.
Yeah, that sounds funny.
Dear God hates all the cosplayers. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
You should kill yourself now.
Low tier god now. The low tier god is a regressive douchebag, and that's all he's saying. I'll post the video on broadcast chat if I can find it.
It's sort of like how they had that one song in tune with when he says kill yourself. You should kill yourself now. You should kill yourself now. You know, boom, 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 boom.
And
you know,
so,
that song.
so Jaime's dead dad literally gives him this speech about how, you can't give up. You gotta fight. You gotta fight to survive and shit like that.
You gotta believe.
You gotta fight like I did. You gotta believe in yourself. Oh, believe in me that believes in the you that believes in me.
Believing.
Yeah, hold on to that feel-a-n, street lights, people. Anyways, yeah.
Would have been a song that made more sense.
So he wakes up, Captain Marvel's his way out of the test chamber, has to fight Omak, and then Omak nearly kills his uncle, and unfortunately does not, much to my chagrin.
Which is sad. Q too sad for me.
Yeah, 3 sad,
with
5
air
everybody clap.
No, with air horns. You have to make it as loud and obnoxious as humanly possible, Alex.
I don't wanna.
I said Alex, not Gizmo.
He doesn't wanna.
So the suit stops him from killing Omak, and Kaji literally shows him Omak's tragic backstory, where he was a child soldier who was experimented on by Cord's sister.
Yeah, a quick thing. Could we stop making every single supervillain in every single superhero movie have a sympathetic background or some shit like that? Like, dude, look, we get it. It's a movie. You want to make someone feel bad for a lot of characters. Get the tears going, make them go, oh, this is a lesson on a and put it at my butt. No, how about stop?
Right.
How about stop?
Before we move any further, I forgot to mention something. So Jaime's dad dies while the bad guys are, god damn it.
Yeah,
so the bad guys are abducting Jaime after his dad died, and Grandma gives this speech about how, we gotta go help Jaime. Hey, it's literally the next day. It's been 24 hours, Grandma. Or it's been at least 12 hours, Grandma. You couldn't have talked about this like right after the dad died. That would have made more sense then.
Probably needed a prune juice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they spend this time Okay. Doing good. Not doing so good. Doing better. Fuck.
No, thank you.
God damn it, Tails!
That damn pack fight.
By the way, Gizmo, do you remember when in the Deke dub they turned Zoe Sight into a girl just because they supposedly people couldn't handle a male gay romance?
Yes.
And then the same dub also turned Sailor Neptune and Uranus from cousins to
cousins.
No,
I know
Gizmo
that.
didn't remember that because Gizmo actually was Serena.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I catfished your dumbass, Gizmo.
I gotta throw you.
So
and meanwhile,
even though Jaime could have easily just killed Omak and then killed Ted Cord's sister, Omak kills Ted Kord's sister and himself. And
Because
he has
reasons.
his mother welcomes him to the afterlife, and she's like, oh, it's time to come home. You know,
I am
I was
home.
about to say blah blah, but
No.
that's a Jewish thing.
Did they?
You know, she tells him it's time to come home, and so, Omak walks away and blows himself up with Ted Kord's sister, and then, you know, after that, Ted Kord's daughter is like, oh yeah, I'll build you guys a new house, no sweat. I bought George Lopez a new truck, no sweat. Yeah, I'll have your babies, no sweat. Like,
Excuse me.
She and Jaime are just a thing now.
Why?
Yep.
Because they had no character development. People said that Clark and Lois had terrible character development in Man of Steel. I hope you guys are happy, because this is what we got instead.
Yeah. It's a twister.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
and you remember how we watched The Wizard a little while ago?
feels
Yeah.
more like a pity twister.
Okay, so Ted Kord's power gauntlets
you watched
are the Ted Kord's power gauntlets are the power glove.
I love the power glove. It's so bad.
That joke was
mess me
funny
with-
20 years ago.
Mess me with that.
She
shit.
touched my breast. I touched her breast. She doesn't even have any breasts.
Now you're playing with pedophilia, and that's just wrong.
Did he really make a Power Glove reference?
No, the power glove is literally in this movie.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah. And they're constantly making fun of Ted Kord's shit, and they're talking about how...
There's a mid-credit scene where it turns out Ted Kord is inside of an alternate dimension.
Of
And
course.
it's alive.
Let's bring in the multiverse again.
And then...
Bring him
I'm
in!
gonna fucking kill somebody.
And then the
Then
post-credit
Power,
scene is
now you're
literally
playing
just
this
the
out
clip
of
from
writing.
that Mexican cartoon that was brought up earlier in the movie.
Which...
And
what
You got
the one that was used was to distract the security guards.
Motherfucker, you
What?
couldn't have used Speedy Gonzalez. You
Clearly
own
not.
that!
That's racist, though. It's an outdated caricature.
Everybody loves Speedy.
They seem
I
to
love
forget that
Speedy.
it was a- they seem to
Mexicans
forget that it
put
was
together a petition, and it was
Yeah, I
like,
was gonna
Speedy
say,
Gonzalez is like our national icon.
they
Please
seem
let
to
us have him
forget that
back.
they seem
I
to forget
know
that-
there are
Racist
Mexican
fucking
people
white
on the
people.
internet who fucking love the Tequila Gundam from G Gundam.
Yeah, they seem
I
to forget
wish
that
racist
Hispanics
white people would
actually
stop
love
pretending to
Speedy
speak for
Gonzalez.
Mexicans.
Fran and his mother both laugh at the Hispanic maid from Family Guy.
No. I can't.
Yeah.
So wait,
Ted Kord,
we
Ted
can
Kord's
have-
alive. Why? You just spent this whole movie shitting on his corpse. We
More
didn't
like
even get to know him.
more like shitting on his legacy. Keep in mind, Ted Kord was dead because of I was gonna say Maxwell Lord. Yeah,
Supposed to be
okay,
Maxwell Lord, but
Maxwell-
then in Young Justice, it turns out it was Sportsmaster and friggin' Deathstroke.
stop
Yeah,
bringing in Sportsman, bruh. He's just a discount Casey Jones.
I'm not.
They
I wish I was
don't
kidding
even
about
have-
that.
They didn't even have Deathstroke in the movie.
Oh my god.
Why do they keep
There's
bringing in
so-
Sportsmaster? He
this
was
is-
never that good.
This film is emblematic of everything that's wrong with modern DC. They're looking for payoffs without actually caring for how they get there.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring in Sportsmaster for who? Blue Beetle. Why?
If they'd
That-
have actually like had a scene where Sportsmaster killed Blue Beetle, it would have been something.
Or at least taking down starting off Blue Beetle, like a Blue Beetle just starting to get used to his suit. that would have made some sense. But
why wasn't the evil businessman that he was working against, and the descendant of Maxwell Lord heard from because
they don't want to make Pedro Pascal too much of a bad guy, even though he is a bad guy both in the movie and in real life. We've seen who he rooted for. We know that he's a douchebag.
Why is Pedro Pascal a bad guy in real life? What did
because he literally mourned the loss of pedophiles and wife beaters.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wasn't that
the Rittenhouse?
The shit with the Rittenhouse stuff.
I still don't understand how anybody could feel sorry for the guys that got shot. Like, bro, quick Google search can show you that he shot a burglar, a pedophile, and a wife beater, and they all went at him. Why the fuck are you mourning any of them? Oh, he shouldn't have been there in the first place. Okay. That doesn't matter, though. They still went after him.
His parents were divorced, and his dad lived in the neighborhood. And like what the fuck? He went there for the weekend, and got asked, "Hey, can you help watch my fucking car store so that people don't burn it down again?"
Anybody who defends the people, scumbags that got shot, are not the kind of people with.
It's almost as weird as a goddamn booty warrior getting out of jail.
At least he served a sentence. These guys, they would.
God damn it, guys!
They would have. Someone would try and build a petition to free them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and whoever built that petition also an evil motherfucker who needs to be locked up too.
Stupid motherfucker.
You stupidly evil motherfucker.
People who defend these pedophiles are evil. Like, there is no way around this. If you defend these people, you are evil.
Oh, I'll defend them in one case. Rittenhouse needed target practice.
Ooh. Hey. You want to know the worst part? Our Gizmo? Rittenhouse did better defense than LeBron James.
Yes. There was a tweet I found where there was this girl with a big ass forehead to the point where someone insulted her saying, I was gonna say that's someone else. I was gonna make a Kobe joke. That's LeBron we're talking about. Oh, you know what? No, this makes sense. At least this makes sense because Kobe at least hit something.
Ooh. Well, anyway.
Yeah, so I just want to say that the product of this movie is the product of a lot of things that are emblematic of like modern DC and Marvel to a slightly lesser extent. And DC wants payoffs without any build-up, and Marvel wants to ruin all of the payoffs they could possibly. God damn it, Sonic! They could possibly get.
What'd I do?
Wants to ruin goddammit Sonic? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll bet you they'd ruin goddammit Sonic.
Yes, they would.
Oh god, guys! Guys, I'm fighting Grandmaster Greevil, and
you're at the final boss.
Oh god!
Because all the there's a lot of stuff.
Shadow Lugia's easy. I got a Master Ball with its name written all over it. No, it's the Pokemon that he has at his party.
I came from
those 3 legendary birds, right?
Yeah, he has all 3 of them.
Which again, where the fuck did he get those guys?
When I was in jail, I did it because I wanted some booty. I like me some booty. I like me some man butt and woman butt. But now I'm coming out, there's more than 2 genders now. So not only is there man butt and woman butt, there's butt in between. So what you're saying is there's more butt for me to grab. Well, that's a good thing. Because I'm a woman.
Right, man. How long have you been on this special stage?
Look up who coined the term gender. I think
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. It's nearly been an hour and a half, guys.
Has it? Oh yeah,
Yes.
I forgot it came in late to do.
Well, I just
Yeah.
caught Shadow Lugia, and I'm gonna have him in my party because I need something.
This is also another case of like they should have done more work, and they also should have hypothetically done less work, because they've done a bunch of inventing shit that they didn't need to. They could have literally copied stuff from the comics, but they should have done more work. I mean, they should have. What I mean is that they should have, like, made another Blue Beetle movie. They wanted to try and do an Ant-Man and type thing without any kind of Ant-Man type flashbacks. Ant-Man works its way into the greater MCU by establishing that we have a, there's a reason why Hank stopped being a hero. You kind of figure it out ahead of time. I'm like, why he doesn't want to get the Avengers involved. You figure out, like,
because he got his wand destroyed by Dill, remember? That's why he doesn't want to be a hero.
He doesn't want, his... He didn't want to leave his daughter without a father. He didn't want to... Because he'd already fucked up and left her without a mother, he didn't... There was stuff going on there. We don't get any explanation as to where Blue Beetle was during the events of any of the previous DC films.
Who's Hank?
Hank Pym.
Oh, I thought y'all were talking about Hank Hill at first.
I'll tell you what, those Pym particles doing something.
Blue Beetle a better movie.
You better pilot the suit, Scott.
I sell Pym particles and Pym particles for free.
Get in the suit, Scott, or Janet's gonna have to do it again.
Damn it,
That's skewing Bill Clinton.
But Dad!
You went to the micro first, boy.
But Dad!
I'm also on Fake You right now, guys, so go check out my voice. It sounds way more accurate than Mason trying to do a bad Hank Hill impression. Go on to Fake You now, or I'm going to kick your ass.
Oh, dang on.
Anyways.
Dang on, Fake You. Voice imitation. Dang on. Tell you what.
This is exactly the
kind
of
I tell
thing
you what, man,
thought...
I'm a dang old Fake You now, too, man.
This is the kind of thing I thought was going to be an issue with Batman v Superman, and surprisingly wasn't. The issue that I thought was going to exist with BVS was that, we're going to try to shoehorn an established hero in and not explain why. We're just going to have Batman and come up out of nowhere and not have him
do Batman
explained
things.
as to what it is. We're just going to try and make him fight Superman. And
we're
trying to pull even the theatrical
Captain
cut didn't do that. And then Civil War came around, and Spider-Man just showed up out of nowhere. And he was barely anything like Spider-Man.
To be fair, Spider-Man is one of the three most popular heroes.
Yes, but
I mean, we've had like literally 2 movie series with him already.
They fucked it up. They fucked it up so much. Like, Civil War is one of the most botched intros of a hero of all time, which is funny because they did one of the best intros of a hero without having his solo film, in the form of Black Panther in that film.
Black Panther, well, funnily enough, Black Panther and Spider-Man ended up stealing that movie based on fan reaction.
The best parts of it. I mean, they were kind of the best parts of those trailers.
I got 120 rings, and I have no idea how I'm going to do that.
Little Please just go.
What are you doing to me, game? What are you doing to me, game?
Is there anything else that people want to say about the movie?
Well,
I'm not watching it ever. Thanks.
I'm probably gonna see it for free.
No, not really. I think I pretty much summed up the film.
Why wasn't Hank
Honestly,
killing the movie?
it's like a 1 out of 10 because everything that's good about it is superficial, and everything that it brings to the table raises more questions than it should hypothetically answer. It doesn't. It does a bunch of stuff that it didn't need to, and it doesn't do things that it should have. Like, we don't really figure out how Blue Beetle is supposed to fit into this universe, you know?
Yeah.
Because he just kind of shows up, and if this was just a solo film with no connection to the DC universe at all, it wouldn't have made any difference. Like, they went to a baffling amount of effort in some places and a bafflingly low amount of effort in others. So you just wind up with this interesting dichotomy of, like, they put in all kinds of effort into the suit, and then they didn't bother putting in any effort to try and make it, trying to explain it. And we don't know where the suit came from. We just find out that Dan Garrett found it, and we don't know who Dan Garrett is. We barely know who Ted Cord is. And the only thing we know about his sister is that she's comically evil.
Alex, what does dichotomy mean? Because I've seen Neon Rainbow Lion try to use that word against
Dichotomy.
you.
Dichotomy.
Rainbow Lion tried to use it against you.
Yeah. A dichotomy means, like, it's two things that are like different. Like they're so dramatically different that
it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And then the concept of a false dichotomy is that like somebody is trying to say, oh, these two things are different, even though like they don't necessarily have to be. I'm going a 1 out of 10. Kevin, I think you said it was a 0 for you.
3. Actually, it was a 3 just because of things that I did like.
3.
But it's overall all not a very good movie.
Yeah. This is the kind of film where we should have had a Booster Gold film and a Ted Cord film. We could have skipped Dan Garrett. We could have literally just had, like, Ted Cord, or it is like, oh, Ted Cord's this guy who found the Scarab. I mean, he found it at some point after, let's say he found it at some point after Justice League, you know?
Yeah.
I'm Ted Cord, and I found this thing, and I don't really know what it does, but I was able to mount it inside a cybernetic suit and derive superpowers from it, you know?
Here's something I want to say about the DC animated movies. No, that would be a good thing if I said it about them. No, the live action movies, the ones Hollywood keeps on spitting out. Could we just stop pretending that no other heroes exist for a minute there and stop waiting for a trailer?
Okay, so they don't exactly pretend that no other heroes exist, but
yeah, not until a trailer pops up. What I mean by this is that every time we see the main guys, it's only the main guys. Every time we see the side guys, it's only the side guys. The sidekicks, it's only the sidekicks. Well, the villains, it's only the villains. You know, the Suicide Squad, Justice League, Black Adam, that kind of thing. What I want to see them do is just cameo the characters. I could care less if you're not even thinking about making a movie about them yet. Just give them
do the MCU Phase 2 thing.
Just take a page from how they made Justice League Unlimited, and at least cameo one or two superheroes, and so people could be like, "Oh, look, that's him," and then maybe they'll get some people talking, and then maybe they'll give you the idea of making a good superhero movie based on that character. Like, I could care less if it's like, oh, oh look, there's Gypsy, there's the Ray, there's Vibe. No one's really gonna ask for that. But a movie about them, a movie about let's say the Hawkman or Hawk Girl, so like Jon Stewart, Kyle Rayner, Hal Jordan, not Hal Jordan that isn't played by fucking Deadpool. I know.
I mean, there's a rumor that he's going to be played by Tom Cruise.
Okay. No, I see him more of a Kyle Rayner guy. Hal Jordan doesn't really scream.
Well, he's old. Tom Cruise is way too old to play Kyle Rayner these days.
Well, it's more the voice and his mannerisms that scream Kyle Rayner.
Okay, yeah, I understand that.
Hal Jordan feels more like Hal Jordan screams more like a
Nathan Fillion.
Sure, yeah, let's go with Nathan Fillion. I was thinking of the guy
who's played him in animation for over a decade.
Yeah, because people have been asking him for decades, but he's a little older too. But I was thinking more Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling would be a great choice
for Hal Jordan.
Yeah,
yeah, I think he would be. It's either Ryan Gosling or Nathan Fillion. You got to get for Hal Jordan, even if it's like for like an aged up Hal Jordan or a starting Hal Jordan. Either one, I'd be happy with.
I would not. The thing I wouldn't do is cast Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner.
Yeah, that always kind of that weirded me out, man. Out of all the guys you can get as Guy Gardner, you decide Nathan Fillion, the guy that fans begged for years to play Hal Jordan.
The guy who literally plays Hal Jordan in the animated movies. Yeah.
The guy that literally was casted in Robot Chicken to play as Hal Jordan because he never got a chance to play Hal Jordan legitimately.
I love the joke in Oak when he tried to get some chicks in the bar, and then he's like, "And you bitches can pay for your own drinks."
Yeah, I would totally, say no to a drink from a fucking Justice League member. But then again, I'm pretty sure if they were real, they would say no too. Yeah, you're not 5 feet tall. That guy's a fucking Green Lantern. You're not gonna go out with that? He's still not over 5 feet tall. Oh, okay, fuck you.
He's
too.
A one-man double penetration team. And more if you want it.
Oh, he's got a lot of money. I like being independent. You're dating Batman, bitch. I still want my own money. Okay, then bye-bye then. No, but getting back to what I was saying, I really wish that the movies would take that kind of route, because every time we see superhero, it's played up as a big deal, which should be played as a big deal, considering a lot of these characters are getting some recognition, even if they've already gotten the lot from before.
Okay, like, real quick, something that I have to bring up that you're kind of inching towards is this movie basically acts like, even though they know that the other movies exist, they're like, oh, what's this? Is this some kind of alien shit? Oh, it couldn't be alien shit. Aliens invaded like 3-4 times by now.
But you get what I'm saying, though, right? And like, there's no shame in taking little steps like Marvel did. They took small steps, then they took bigger ones, and then bigger ones, then bigger ones, and then
and then eventually they started tripping over their own feet. But the point is, they started off by taking smaller steps. Man of Steel was a small step. Batman v Superman might have been a bit too big of a step, but they were kind of putting between a rock and a hard place by Nolan and
I feel like
Bale.
Batman v Superman was more of like going to dessert too early. Like you're done with your last piece of meatloaf, and then you decide to just go straight for the ice cream. You don't just, when you should have just waited for like the meal to die down, for the taste to like fade away, and then you can enjoy your precious or rainbow sherbet.
Well,
but what they did here was they rushed into it, and you could still taste the meatloaf, you could still taste the ketchup and the grease while you're trying to enjoy your ice cream.
Well, they delayed Man of Steel so it wouldn't compete with the Avengers, and so they could finish up the visual effects and stuff like that. And,
man, visual effects.
That led to Man of Steel coming out in 2013. Now, That's not bad. 2013 really wasn't a year of competition for
Right.
it.
Except for Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3,
Yeah.
Iron Man 3 was like the only one that really competed with it in terms
The
of like
only good
box
thing from
office and
the
popularity.
only thing worth mentioning in Iron Man 3 was like the amount of Iron Man suit cameos.
Yeah.
Like you could literally the moment that every single Iron Man suit came out to help Stark out in this fight, that was when people started cheering because they recognized a lot of the suits from the comic books. Like, that was the first silver one, that was the first golden one, that was the first mark this, that was the first mark that. That was the underwater armor, that was the space armor, that kind of thing. That was the only reason why people even remembered that movie. It was Cameo, the Iron Man movie.
And yet it made over $1 billion.
Stop putting the rings so far apart!
$1 billion.
I can't see around the goddamn corners.
But what I was saying, what I was trying to say was, you don't really need to cameo not just the big superheroes, cameo the small superheroes, because you don't need to make a movie about everybody. Like, well, sure, it helps.
They could have made a fucking Dr. Fate movie.
Yeah, like movies like that.
Make a prequel movie about Dr. Fate, where he's like kind of a mystic, secretive superhero. And then he gets recruited to the Justice Society,
No. Even like better. GoldenEye is actually the prequel to Dr. Fate.
Movies like that are about those characters, people are going to ask sooner or later because whether it be a Netflix show or a short or even or like a full-fledged movie, people are going to ask for that because Dr. Fate is one of the legacy characters that are really interesting, right beside say Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, Ant-Man, Hulk, what have you.
And
even
he's
guys
played
outside
by
of Marvel.
Brosnan.
Yeah, and especially since he's played by Pierce Brosnan. People were asking for him to play as Dr. Fate, actually.
Yeah.
But like I said, while it's cool that they're making movies on, say, key members or fan favorite characters, you really don't have to make solo movies about all the characters. You know what I mean? Because Superman, Batman, we know that they work as solo movies. They have the story, the plot, the legacy, that it works. Guys like Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Dr. Fate, Black Adam, those work as well. They have a legacy. They have the plot and story behind it that could make a movie about them work. But I'm talking stuff like I mentioned Ray and Gypsy and Vibe before. Even if you're a big comic book fan, you're not really begging for a movie about them, right?
Okay,
but it
so
would,
I have
be
the
nice.
Ray movie on my shelf over here.
The Ray, as in like the first and second Ray, not the third Ray, because not many people remember that guy.
Okay, so I'm not sure which Ray this is. It's
the Ray
tied in. This is the one that tied into the Arrowverse.
Yeah, not that one.
Yeah.
There's literally the Ray from the Golden Age and the Ray from the 90s.
And then there's the Ray.
No.
Sorry, I was making a joke.
I don't even get it. Look, here's what I'm saying though.
Don't make jokes, Kevin. Don't worry.
You don't need to make a movie. Well, I've said this before a few minutes ago. You don't need to make solo movies about everybody. You don't need to make movies about everybody. But what I was trying to say was, you can add a lot of the fan favorites that don't work as solo movie characters, but work as team movies and work in team movies. You know what I'm saying? Like a Beast Boy movie could be interesting, but I don't see it being successful. But I can see it being part of a Teen Titans movie.
Okay,
right?
yeah. But that would also require them having to do more work than even the Titans TV show wanted to do.
But you get what I'm saying, right? Like a lot of these characters don't work as Yeah.
The point
like, a lot
is
of
that
these
there's a
studios
lot
don't
of
work-
things that WB could be doing right now that they're not, and they're leaving a lot of money on the table by trying to. There's this analogy. I believe it was Campbell's. Was they hired a bunch of market researchers where they were trying to put together the perfect pasta sauce, and they figured out there is no perfect pasta sauce. There is only perfect pasta sauces. And Warner Brothers keeps spending an immense amount of money on all of these films trying to make the perfect movie when there is no perfect movie. There is only perfect movies. Like, okay, putting that aside, Saving Private Ryan is the perfect movie.
No.
It's like a 99%. There's some issues in the
All right.
moon landing sequence where, with like historical accuracy, those big things, on the beach are
I'll
backwards.
ask you to get to that later too.
But Saving Private Ryan is a great film, and you should listen to our commentary and see the
I've
the
never seen that
glorious,
movie.
yeah, see the glorious image that I made for us.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Not Cheetle, for God's sake, no.
On.
We talking
Michelangelo,
Not
rape face
Cheeto.
Woody.
Have we all
Alex has a celebrity crush on Don Cheadle. Do you?
Huh?
what?
Do you have a celebrity crush on Don Cheadle, Alex?
No. Okay, so here's the thing. I made a joke out of photoshopping Don Cheadle's face over Rhodey on the Iron Man 1 poster, and then because that image was still in OBS, I just kept adding it to things because I thought it was funny. And now it's turned into
a running gag.
Yeah, it's turned into a running gag where I just put it in everything.
Yep. All because he didn't like Terrence Howard.
Yeah, if I find a place to put Don Cheadle on a movie poster, his face is going on that poster. And sometimes I'll even make a space for him, like I did on the Guardians of the Galaxy poster.
We're done with Blue Beetle then?
Yes, we're done. By the way, I am almost done catching Greevil's Pokemon.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
I just...
Okay, then.
In other news, Charles Martinet is stepping down as the voice of Mario.
Yes.
I think they're gonna, do you think Nintendo's gonna AI his voice the way Disney did James Earl Jones?
Oh, fuck, I hope not. No, they better not.
So first off, probably not. Second, I hope not, because it's not AI voice synth. It's basically it's a glorified text to speech.
But look at what I made with what I made is great.
Yes, no. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is not as good as a good voice synth edit would be. This is glorified text to speech. This is like a YouTube poop. A bad YouTube poop.
Wait, what is? What is?
The Vader voice in Kenobi is a bad YouTube poop.
You get that? Oh, okay. I was wondering what you were talking about. I need to get something to eat, man. I'm a little...
Yeah, it's kind of sad, though. Like, after all these years, he decides to retire the Mario voice. What
No, I say that because it's probably... Like, at some point, it was probably going to be for the best. Because let's be real here, the guy has voice acted Mario for nearly 30 years now.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's how old?
50-something?
80-something,
yeah, he's getting pretty up there in age, and at some point the voice is going to die out.
Yeah, you think that still doesn't make this sad, though? I mean...
No, it's sad. I agree with that. It's just the thing is that I knew this is one of those things where it's like I figured it was probably going to happen at some point, but this just seemed very unexpected. That's what I'm trying to convey.
Like, there's a lot of I didn't think it was going to happen anytime soon. Because, like, there's a lot of people that would always reprise their roles in a lot of characters up
I
until
mean,
they
Frank
die.
Frank
Yeah.
Welker hasn't voiced Megatron on recently.
That's
It's
because they're
been
not making more movies.
it's been Jason Marnoka. Like I think the last
Was
time
it-
Frank Welker voiced Megatron in was I want to say the 5th Transformers movie, I believe.
Let's see.
Charles Martinet is 67. I was wrong, Kevin.
Huh.
Okay then.
He's younger than my dad.
I think my
Okay,
dad's like.
but my point was that essentially,
Yeah.
as time goes on, the voice is going to like lose any luster it might have had, and we've seen it. We've seen it with the Dragon Ball cast, both English and Japanese. We've seen it with we've seen it with the. And Alex, how many other casts do you think you can name off with this issue?
So The Simpsons is a big one.
Yeah, because
Because
Dan Castellaneta can't even do the voice anymore.
Really?
Yeah, him and so Homer and Marge both sound awful now. And it's just unfortunate. Like, they can't do the voices anymore, but they're not going to recast them until they absolutely have to.
I mean, there's
Like-
impersonators everywhere.
Yeah, there are. But, you know, that doesn't stop Disney from... Honestly, like, knowing Disney, they're probably just going to AI those voices.
Oh, they better not, man. They better not. AI voices just don't stick the same way actual voice acting does.
King Kai sounds awful. Well, King Kai sounded awful. I can't remember if they've recast him yet or not.
They haven't recasted Sean Schemmel as King Kai, but they have recasted the Japanese side of things.
Version. Yeah,
they should cast.
They already they recasted the Japanese side of things because I think the original voice of King Kai, and I'm talking the OG voice had died out a while ago.
Yeah, if you listen to his part in Battle of Gods, he could barely speak. Like he's speaking somewhat coherently, but he can't speak in the voice. Like it's doing a number on him, and you can very clearly tell how like there's something wrong. Like this guy is pushing his luck, and I think he died not long afterwards.
I know the original
Bryce Armstrong as Captain Ginyu was another one, and although he started off too old for the role.
He was still a good role for Captain Ginyu, though. Yeah,
he was not a good casting choice for that because they had to reuse Dale Kelly's screams, and the whole reason why they had to reuse why Funimation recast him in the first place was because Dale Kelly sued them because they used his music for I think it was History of Trunks and Episode of Bardock. Episode of Bardock is the other one. And Bardock, the father of
Kelly
Goku.
did music for the show?
Dale Kelly was one of the composers for the show. It was.
I thought he just voiced Captain Ginyu.
Yeah, Dale Kelly is a composer, and he, Mark Menza, Bruce Faulconer, and Nathan Johnson, plus a few others, all did music for the show, and for the OVAs, and for the movies at different points in time. And the reason why Faulconer and Kelly are no longer associated with Funimation is because
Funimation are cheap bastards.
Yeah, they were cheap bastards. They basically screwed them on royalties. They were owed a certain amount for various work they did for Dragon Ball Z. They didn't get that, and that led to Nathan Johnson rescoring the first part of Dragon Ball Z, the Ultimate Uncut, and led to Dale Kelly being replaced by Bryce Armstrong.
I really don't get why a lot of these Japanese animation studios dub or sub gotta screw over their voice actors, actresses, and music guys so many times. Like, bruh, you know you're making bank. Just give them the money they deserve.
Well, Dave Chappelle's not making anything off of the streaming of his Chappelle's show. Like, he talked about that. And Netflix actually, he listened to him and was like, hey, yeah, we'll take this off because there's no way for us to pay you, really. Huh.
They're dumbasses.
No!
Yeah.
I was right near the end. No.
Yeah.
Move your ass, Sonic.
I don't wanna. Oh, you're saying Sonic. Oh, yeah, move his ass.
Okay, so Dragon Force had one of their songs claimed on YouTube by somebody who wasn't them, and
I heard about
almost
that.
got a copyright strike.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Now, this isn't one of their older songs either. This is one of their recent ones. So some guy, let me look up his name here real quick.
Some
We're
guy, is that the name of the guy who isn't that the name who discovered America according to Bart Simpson?
Okay, so Dragon Force
And you
Valley of the
remember that
Damned
tweet
from
was a
last.
war episode? That was
So the song Valley of the Damned from. Oh no, that's the 2003. Hey, oh yeah. Okay, but yeah. So Dragon Force Valley of the Damned was manually claimed by a guy named Gary George, which I'm sure is not his real name. I'm sure that's a Nigerian scammer of some sort. Because the guy who has two first names, being Nigerian or being from Burkina Faso or something like that, that's very common. Go watch Atomic Shrimp's videos on that.
There was a funny bit in Digimon Tri where Tentomon had asked Izzy about a message that he got from which it turns out it's from Mimi. He's like, "Is it that Nigerian prince again?" That's not even in the original Japanese dialogue, but it works so well. As cuz.
Yeah, and Dragon Force counterclaimed and said, hey, this is our stuff. You can't take this down. And it took them going on Twitter to say, hey, this is our stuff. Why is Gary George claiming it? Because it was about to get taken down and give them a copyright strike. And Team YouTube got back to them. Team YouTube's never gotten back to me about anything.
Same.
We've confirmed that the takedown request was invalid. As a result, we've canceled the delayed takedown for the vid, and your channel won't receive a strike. Really appreciate you bringing this to our attention and bearing with us while we sort this out. Okay then.
God, I love being the comic relief of streams now.
Dragon Force owns this. Dragon Force has this uploaded to Content ID. This is their fucking music. They're in the video. And you let somebody else claim their shit. Like, fucking YouTube actually let somebody claim one of my Resident Evil videos for content from an album that didn't even exist when the game came out, and for music that wasn't even in the goddamn video. And I had to go through that, and I was just going through my copyright claims. I've got a lot of copyright claims because, I play video games, and that has copyrighted content in it, sometimes, that is able to be detected. And, sometimes I'll go through and I'll see something is either blocked or restricted that probably shouldn't be. So I went through and I saw that. I was like,
Sometimes.
what the hell is this claim? And I looked at it and it was some bullshit.
Everybody.
Oh, even better. What the hell is this? Says Dante.
Yeah.
I wonder if there are any voices that people want on Fake You from Digimon that aren't banned.
I have a request actually. Would it be possible
Really?
for you to put together voice samples for every iteration of Wonder Woman so that we can have them so that we can replace the Death by Snoo Snoo clip with a Fake You version of the Wonder Woman saying it?
I'll have to check if the Susan Eisenberg
Be right back.
Yeah. And I'm talking
if she got banned or not.
I'm talking like Susan Eisenberg,
yes, I
Rosario
know.
Dawson, and what's her name? Linda Carter, Gal Gadot, all that. I want to have I want to have the Wonder Woman Death by Snoo Snoo chorus.
Right now, I am actually
No, they have to say no, Alex. Here's what they gotta say. They gotta go snoo, 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 snoo.
Yeah, I'll add an echo effect into it. All I need you to do is make sure the clips are roughly the same kind of like they're close enough together, or where they're all timed right. Like all you have to do is like make the clips, send those to me, and then I'll put the rest of it together.
I'll see what I can.
Yeah, don't pressure yourself to do it. It was an idea I had, and I figured I'd ask.
Right now, I am working on 2D spaces right now. Actually, they should be on Fake You on Friday.
Weirdly enough, both Moltres and Zapdos tried using Shadow Rush after a while of spamming Shadow Bolt and Shadow Chill on me. I'm like,
one of them is probably going to be Lex Luthor.
The Xbox 360 store is closing on July 2024.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So you better get your games while you can, guys.
Yeah.
I do not have 360.
Yeah. Anything that's backwards compatible is staying on the store, though. Harley Quinn killed off Nightwing, and they buried him face down, ass up, in a coffin that emphasizes his butt.
And also the Joker turned out to have been the one to kill him.
Oh, you're talking about the
Harley
Quinn show.
knows that they wouldn't have done something like that to one of the female characters. I would love for them to try something like that to Poison Ivy.
Harley.
Yeah,
but don't forget, Alex, Ivy had to kill off Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk just to satisfy stupid people.
No, hold on, though. Those could have been funny. Those could have been funny.
Yeah. Team 4-Star is going to be doing Boo Saga clips for Totally Not Mark's Dragon Ball Z The Ultimate Review Boo Saga.
Oh, yeah.
I told you guys.
You know, they keep coming closer to that edge. They keep coming closer to that edge.
And once they get to that edge, Alex will be there to say right. And he'll do a big old I told you so victory. He'll have banners saying Alex was right, just like the Peter was right banner. He'll do the Alex was right dance.
Oh my
God. Alex was right in clouds. And Alex, what else would you do?
I'm gonna film a video of me spinning around on a chair like I'm Razor Fist, going "Fuck you, I was right. Fuck you, I was right." And then I'm gonna do the Michael Jackson dance.
You can go somewhere where there's snow as well. You go somewhere where there's snow as well.
I am literally this close to catching Greevil's last Shadow Pokemon, and I've already caught all the other 5. Oh
And you
my
gotta
god.
I always said it, man.
With-
I always said that it
No.
was not a matter of if they'll come back; it was a matter of when they'll come back. I always said that everybody has some sort of burnout. All they needed was rest, so they can have their mojo just charge back up. There is no way they will be stepping away from Dragon Ball Z Abridged permanently. There's no way until they finish the Boost saga, and then go into the GT series, and then Super, and maybe Kai, maybe.
They've
then,
already they do Kai. It's just in
oh,
whenever they
right,
get done.
right. They did that. It was like I thought it was stupid. But then they go to Super,
Ultra
and then whatever
abridged.
else.
Fla!
Yeah, it was.
No.
It would be. It's only a matter of time until they go to the beginning and do an abridged version of just Dragon Ball. There's no way. I said that there was no way that they would just step away from Dragon Ball Z Abridged just because they couldn't figure shit out with BoJack. It never made sense to me either because okay, yeah, BoJack didn't say shit. Didn't say much anyway. Did I was gonna say did Alucard say much in his anime series?
Yes, he was he was kind of talkative.
Not in the original.
Yeah, the original, he was pretty talkative.
What is that? Hold on. Oh, well, never mind. I thought that was a bug on my fucking can of soda.
Bzzz.
Specifically Pib. But if they can figure out how to make
Yes!
God damn it.
not how to
Kevin's
figure
having-
not how
Kevin's
to
having more
not how to
success.
figure out yes.
Yes!
Not that character either.
Fuck you, Greevil!
Not that one
Fuck you!
Not that one.
Oh, glory, hallelujah, fucking Luya!
Not that.
I caught every single shadow Pokemon in the game aside from one.
They were able to make a Christmas special for both Hellsing and Dragon Ball
First
and
try,
Dragon Ball
baby.
Z.
First try.
I think they could think of something for BoJack. Is what I was
Yarr.
gonna say. Yeah, because I even said it myself. They could have just done a bunch of stupid yet
Hold on a
charming.
second, I'll be right back.
Okay then. They could have made a lot of stupid yet charming pirate puns, pirate jokes, pirate references
yeah.
because that's what BoJack and his gang are. They're space pirates to a point. Oh, excuse me. Holy shit. They could have done something like that, and they could have had a lot of references to like Treasure Island, Treasure Planet, Pirates of the Caribbean, fucking One Piece, for God's sake. You know,
You say references to Pirates of the Caribbean and One Piece. I wonder what the Dragon Ball Z BoJack on abridged script I wrote has in it. Oh.
Well, I mean, Zanya is
I
there.
still have it.
Zanya is there with BoJack. It's only a matter of time until Zanya shits in his bed. That went over everybody's head, I see. Okay.
Is that from BoJack Horseman?
No. That's from the Johnny Depp Brie Larson case.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, Depp v. Heard. The documentary, quote-unquote. Much in the same vein as Leaving Neverland, Depp v. Heard is a documentary that doesn't document anything, and in fact is basically just propaganda, talking about how Amber Heard was such a victim.
Nice
such
segue,
a
by the way.
proponent for truth and justice and all that. And they literally they stole a clip of Nick Rekieta and that Umbrella guy talking and put it in the trailer.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm surprised they did that.
Then they copyright claimed it when that Umbrella guy talked about it on his show. Like, you can't
they used his clip.
You can't just take somebody's clip and then copyright claim them and say, "Hey, oh yeah, this guy talking about this clip that we took from him him as invalid, you know?
Are you stupid?
Family Guy
damn,
did that shit.
That?
You remember when Family Guy did that shit?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking dumbasses, man. Swear to God. Oh, you used our movie without permission? Yeah, well, you used his clip without permission. You fucking empty soda cans.
Yeah.
You fucking
And speaking of bullshit...
mild hot Cheetos.
Speaking of bullshit and also Leaving Neverland... The Leaving Neverland guys are back again.
Fuck's sake, man. He's innocent! You liars! Oh, he fucked my ass. Oh, he fucked your ass, and you shouldn't be walking!
Yeah,
you bitch!
No, literally. Hey, like, if they claimed anal penetrative intercourse, Michael Jackson had an 11-inch penis.
Yeah, it was documented very well that he had a larger than average cock. He had an outright hentai cock. Oh, fuck.
In such an instance as that coming into contact with underage anus, that is going to leave a mark that will be
able to be
found
mark.
Forever.
Very noticeable mark. A mark so big that you can see it by the fucking limp that they don't have.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dead ass. How many of you...
Dead ass, how is your ass not dead?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dead ass, how is your ass not dead? Exactly. Like, but no, dead ass. How many of you know, without even experimenting, without even being curious in the least, how many of you know that if you tuck something that big up your ass, you're going to be walking funny for the rest of your life? All of you, right?
It might not be the rest of your life, but it is certainly, it's going to leave medical impressions.
Yeah, you know you're going to be having something happen to your body permanently or like for a long ass while, no pun intended. Something like that. You would think that they would have given medical documents or legal pictures.
Neither of them submitted to a medical exam. But for some reason, despite the fact that their claims were outside the statute of limitations, the Leaving Neverland guys, their suit got revived at appeals.
If I claim I was shot by a serial...
I want every single member of Kick Vic, and they probably think that Michael Jackson was guilty too, but I want every single member of Kick Vic to go watch Razor Fist's videos about the Leaving Neverland situation, put aside who he is for a second, and just look at what he says. Look at the information he presents.
They won't do it, Alex. You're wasting saying this. They won't.
Go watch Tom Mesereau's videos that he's made about it. The interviews
they
that
won't
he's
do
done.
It. They'll just say that he's alt-right. He's a white male. They'll say this.
Michael Jackson's black. He just happened to have a skin condition.
No, he's talking about Razor Fist and Tom Mesereau.
Oh, well, Razor Fist ain't really exactly white either.
Kevin, help me out here.
But seriously, like...
What?
Go watch these videos and tell me that good cases come back on appeals one more time, motherfucker. Tell me that, because I'm right, as usual. Fuck you, I was right about this.
Here's another thing, like, if you got shot by Alec Baldwin, you know, I'm not like bringing up that Russ thing, but it's just for instance. Let's say Alec Baldwin. No, I'm not bringing that up.
Hold on a second.
It's just a for instance. Let's say Alec Baldwin shot you, right? And then he went on a shooting spree, killing everyone on set, right? Or at least half of the people on set before running away, right?
Yeah, I want a doctor to check me out.
Yeah, not only would you let a doctor check you out, but if someone were to, say, investigate the situation just to see what exactly went wrong, what was the source, what kind of bullets he used, yada, 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 excuse me, you'd want to tell them what happened because you were there, right? And you would actually be open to giving them the medical information, right? Just to prove what you said was true.
I will submit to whatever the
Well,
fuck you want
guys,
me to.
this disk read error is going to keep persisting.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I will submit to any tests you need to bring this guy, this guy who shot and killed an entire movie crew to justice. Like, you pick the fucking bullet out of my rib cage, please.
Right.
He's like, I don't want that thing following me around, and I
Right.
want to know this guy isn't gonna shoot somebody again.
Yeah, all of you what you said and wanted to happen, that's common sense. Anybody will do any of that and would say any of that too, so they can catch the guy. What these guys are doing is the opposite. They're saying all this, but they're not willing to give away any information to prove otherwise that Michael Jackson was a pedo and loved boy booty. Okay,
Yeah.
if you wanted to support the fact that, well, yeah, fact. If you want to support the fact that
If you want
he
to support your
enjoyed it,
claim,
yeah, if you wanted
gotta-
to support your claim, why would you not give them the information? You know, why would you not give them a picture or file, an audio log, anything to support your claim? You're just it's the equivalent of my sources. I made it the fuck up. My source is because I said so.
yeah.
Like, bro, you're not helping your case at this moment. You're making yourself look even worse than you already did when you lied before. Just turn in your medical records or say you outright fucking lied. You fucking unsalted.
Submit
you fucking
to
unsalted fry.
an examination. If it's an issue, you know, this will, if you're telling the truth, this will facilitate the biggest payday of your lives. If you're telling the truth.
You fucking unsalted fry.
Hypothetically, at least one of them, Wade Robson, could have facilitated a number of other paydays if he hadn't fucked Justin Timberlake's girlfriend. But, you know.
Oof.
Well, at least Justin Timberlake was the one that got more money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah.
JT went on to become the crown prince of pop, and now Wade Robson and can't stay on a reality show.
You remember what Krillin said? When she left, she took all my money. When yours left, she took all her money.
You didn't need a sensu for that one.
He needed several. Justin Timberlake didn't need any. His reunions with NSYNC, it doesn't help that he's got reunions with NSYNC once in a while. That's even more money.
Yeah.
In other news, Ace Salieri now has a Rumble.
Cool.
Woo!
Go check it out. What's the link?
Here, let me get it for a second because I looked it up when I found out he got suspended.
Probably link a couple of songs. I don't think anyone's gonna mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just.
Wait, who's the true owner of the server now? Is it you or Kev? I can't tell.
Huh? No, just
here it is.
You can.
Let me link it right here in the broadcast chat. There you go. Oh, what's this?
I seriously can't believe of all times the game had to have a disk read error. It was on the friggin' credits.
Rumble.com/c/asalieri.
And there's a reason for this, because he got suspended. Oh, yeah, in other news, Ace Salieri got suspended from YouTube for making a parody about some guy called Feezer.
Wow.
He suspects that he got manually reported by the same guy because he couldn't take his parodies. He made 3 on Rumble, and he got suspended off of YouTube for a week, I think, because of the one YouTube that he uploaded. One YouTube that he uploaded. The one parody that he uploaded, I mean.
Free the homie. Free Asa.
But yeah, he's uploading on Rumble, and up until he's able to upload shit on YouTube again.
Free my homie Asa, guys. Free Asa.
Asa! Oh, hold on. Let me see if he's willing to
God, I wish I could have got more of those rings, but at least I got a bunch.
Let me see if he's willing to come
need
in for a bit to
121
explain his
rings.
situation.
I have been trying to
God damn
purify.
it.
There's so many Pokemon.
Did you guys see what I posted just now?
Yes, I did.
Get this hashtag going. Free Asa.
I messaged him seeing if he was willing to get in the call for at least a moment to explain what happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind him talking about that, because that seems like it'd be an interesting subject.
Yeah, he knows more about it
I
than I
just
do.
DM'd him free Asa. Him to come into the stream. I jammed him the hashtag free Asa.
Yeah. Now, speaking of bullshit and Kick Vic, I have this. I actually wrote this one down. Kick Vic once again resorting to using Photoshop as evidence. No, I don't know if this is a joke or not. So, the usual suspects are at it again. By which I mean Farrah Fatherless is demonstrating fatherless behavior, in that she's
it's in her name.
Yeah, she's yeah.
I'll be completely honest with you guys. This photoshopped image of Vic's fake tweet, it didn't even piss me. It did, for some reason it didn't piss me off. It wound up making me laugh hard.
Yeah. Like, I looked at it and I'm like I don't know if she's crazy. So I don't know if she expects me to
pissing me off, making me laugh.
I thought that was a legit tweet that he made just to piss everyone off and Kick Vic.
Yeah.
But look at the date of when it was uploaded, and that should tell you.
I kind of wish he would do this, Gizmo. That would be even funnier. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, if Vic himself made the tweet.
Like, I really thought that he made the tweet just to piss everyone on Kick Vic. Oh, look, it's one of those, oh, look at me, I did a little kids. Oh, I kissed girls on the cheek with that permission. Oh my God, look at me be a bad person. I thought he was doing that.
Like, Vic wouldn't say that, but yeah, it's like
someone's gonna take that out of context.
Like, this. They did this before. Like, I can't, like I said, I can't tell if this is supposed to be satire or not, because the person it's coming from is legitimately psychotic.
Yes.
But, regardless of that, there are no ends there are no depths they won't sink to, no ends they won't go to try and ruin a man's career in life after they've already achieved most of what they wanted to do. They kept him out of Funimation. Okay. Funimation immediately went to hell after he left anyways. Nothing they produced in the 3-4 years since then and has been good, and they got folded up into fucking crunchy stuff gaplex.
Oh, fuck Crunchyroll, man. We got Dragon Ball Z and My Hero Academia. Okay, what else? Oh, we got Hunter x Hunter. What else? Dr. Stone. Okay, you got
Black Clover.
You got Captain Harlock. What? No. Oh, okay. You got Robotech. What's that? No. Okay, I'll take that as no.
No. Oh, they do have Robotech, actually.
The old school Robotech.
Yes, they have Robotech.
No, but you get what I'm saying, though, right?
They have Robotech. They don't have Macross.
You get what I'm saying. No, Macross. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, they only have Robotech.
Kudos.
Thank you, Harmony Gold.
I'd rather have that one. But anyway, Funimation, you fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
4K for
I
Dragon Ball
don't,
Superhero is finally coming. Several
I
months
don't,
too late.
I already
I
have
don't
it
know
pre-ordered.
what else I can say about Funimation that hasn't already been said.
Yeah,
I,
it's an already been said kind of
I think
situation.
I've spewed
Especially with
I
all
think
the
I've spewed
videos that try
hell
to
on them
expose them.
way more than I probably should have. Kevin can attest to this.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of videos that tried to expose them anyway, and successfully too. What with how the behind the scene politics work, how they underpay a lot of the lesser known or lesser liked voice actors. And when I say lesser liked, I mean like in company, not like actual fans.
Yeah.
Cancel stuff. Keeping shit behind closed doors, that kind of thing. The
Something
casting
I
the
want to
casting
see,
couch.
because Crunchyroll has been re-releasing a bunch of Funimation stuff with Crunchyroll branding.
Like
I
the Dragon
wanna-
Ball Blu-rays.
Yeah, like the Dragon Ball Z Blu-rays, and they're still the same cropped garbage that we got already. And I know the 30th anniversary was cropped too, but it was still slightly less cropped after
Aren't the
episode
orange
1
box?
anyways.
Aren't the orange boxes the only one worth getting?
No,
No.
the orange boxes are the literal worst.
Yes. There is quite literally no possible way to really watch Dragon Ball without something going wrong. And it's all
Well,
because Funimation keeps wanting to screw things up.
Funimation, Toei. One way or another, they're gonna find you, and they're gonna fuck you up.
Speaking of companies, Microsoft, they're going to be shutting down the 360 store
Yep.
in July of
We
next
already
year.
covered that.
Okay, then I throw you both.
But
No, motherfucker, I
seriously,
throw you.
I'll throw you too. Shush.
we had some other stuff we wanted to talk about. That was a little bit less controversial. Some light debate topics, I believe.
Speaking of debates, since it's Monday,
There was something there I wanted to talk about, but I can't quite.
Well,
Was.
let Gizmo talk about the magnetic ferret stuff while you think about that.
Well, since you brought it up, we are now going to go through the Magnetic Ferret's new addition to the database, where I go through the characters, creatures, and other entries that have which been approved for versus battles of any kind, whether it be survival, competition, or any other sort, such as the obvious battle or two. First character, Lifeline from Hasbro, G.I. Joe.
I was gonna say that has to be G.I. Joe.
Prince Hans from Frozen. Odd that he wasn't added sooner, but okay. Nimona from Nimona.
Okay then.
Rhedosaurus from Rhedosaurus. No, but seriously, it's from the beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Huh.
Matthew Cook from Boom Studios Power Rangers. And lastly, Goinitz from The King of Fighters. A little short this week. Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't added a couple of these characters sooner. Like I thought Pris Hans and Goinitz
Oh my god.
would have
Jared
been added here sooner.
Oh my god. Jared ended up posting something really, really dumb. So, in Star Wars Episode 1, Anakin remarks that nobody can kill a Jedi, and Qui-Gon then wishes that were true. However, Qui-Gon's wish does not come true, as he is later killed by Darth Maul. This is because it was not Qui-Gon's birthday when he made the wish, so it didn't count. Don't ask.
I don't want to.
Good.
Okay, Aku. But in other news of the Magnetic Ferret, they are looking for moderators. The site and from from the head mod himself. Hey guys, the site has gotten a little bit of an uptick in activity as of late, and for that, I can't thank everyone who participates enough. Especially for those who have stayed on as for moderators, even when the site changing ownership, something you don't see quite often. With that being said, with more people visiting the site, it was inevitable that we would get more spam bots trying to breach the walls. We've done a great job holding off the bots, and just 3 people pushing back. I know last month alone, over 1,500 topics were deleted, and over 100 profiles were flagged out or outright deleted. I'm looking for a couple people who would like to help us battle these bots and send them back to the other side of the firewall. At this time, this is only being offered to those whose profiles were made before 2020. If you are interested, you can comment below or message me directly. Thanks. So yeah, the Magnetic Ferret's getting some bot problems. Oddly enough, only for English bots. No Russian bots, no Chinese bots, no Indian bots.
Well, of course, the English would want to do that. They want to make themselves better in every versus battle. Yes.
I disagree. We would usually invade the Indians first before we would improve upon ourselves, like we did years ago.
They want to try and make themselves better than all the Americans.
Yes.
Oh.
You and your hamburgers, we have our fish and chips. Fries. You call them fries. Bitches. No, but seriously, they are looking for mods because they have been getting lots and lots of bots. Like, I've got notifications like in the hundreds because of this shit. Ooh, okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. No, I can't read that one. Someone made a Bakugo versus Geno fight, but that one's the results for that have already been decided. Genos wins. Genos.
Yeah, I figured Genos would win.
What is this? The fuck? Some guy. Okay, there's 2. Okay, never mind. Oh, okay. Oh, this matchup's interesting. Someone put up Zuko versus Adam Taurus from Ruby.
Yay.
Figure. Yes.
One said, another good mega story chapter. As for the match, Zuko's a damn good firebender and fighter, but it looks like Adam may have him outmatched in speed and possibly power. Zuko may not get his revenge on the Emperor after all. Another guy said, I definitely like Zuko much more, but unfortunately Adam's superior speed and durability via aura may lead to the White Fang leaders laying the Fire Nation Prince.
Yep, that is pretty much what I expect.
5 votes in. Who do you think got more votes?
Adam.
Alex?
No idea.
Zuko, 2. Adam, 3.
Yep. Figured that.
Shimona.
Fuckers. Just imagine if Jurassic Park opened up with that.
Oh, if only.
Welcome.
If only.
To Jurassic and people would be like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, this was a mistake.
In other news, Stuttering Craig has gotten into some drama.
Of course.
What's up?
Stuttering Craig.
What about Stuttering Craig from Screw Attack?
Yeah, so what happened was, how many of you know about Melanie Mac Go Boom?
Not
Melanie
a
Mac,
goddamn
the YouTuber.
thing.
Yes.
I know about her. What?
Okay, so for context, what happened was Melanie Mac recently, as maybe like less than a week ago, maybe more, made a video reporting on how a church got burnt down, coincidentally at the same time as when they were promoting a Pride event, or maybe it was the same day, or maybe it happened at the same time as a Pride event. But what happened was when she heard about it, she not only celebrated the church burning down, she also started reading scripture on how being gay is an abomination, made fun of how a lot of churches were promoting gay everything.
Is
And
Melanie Mac married?
I don't think so, but she is Christian, obviously.
Hang on.
But yeah, but basically what happened was she made a video.
Alex Gates.
Basically, what happened was she made a video where she, well, not even comedically or jokingly, what she did was she outright started reading scripture and how God and like Christianity was against gay everything, and how the church burnt down because of gay this, gay that. And what happened was when she was invited onto the show, Rich of Review Tech USA got ass mad, but for good reason, because what happened was they never asked her about that video, because this was like a little after that she made that video that she was invited onto Craig's podcast. Why he was ass mad? Well, because Craig's gay friend and moderator of 10 years was there with Craig, with Melanie Mac, in the same online chat room in that same podcast.
Well, Melanie Mac's husband divorced her because she was cheating on him with a man named Jesus.
Here's the thing, though. What he also brought up was the gay moderator known as Trav. He occasionally used to come to my streams, but then he got busy with modding Craig stuff. He brought up the point that when Melanie Mac was on the podcast, Side Scrollers, none of them called her out for what she said and did on the video. But what was funny after that is that when Rich went on the podcast, like a little after that podcast was done, the gay mod, I'm gonna call him Trav now because that's his name. The gay mod friend kind of doesn't roll off the tongue. Trav said that, Melanie Mac was only joking about that. So keep in mind, Melanie Mac Go Boom, the YouTuber, made a video bashing the church, celebrating the church going down, celebrating the church catching fire. Went on a rant of how gay is bad, went on reading scripture online saying how gay is bad in a serious tone. Yeah. She wasn't joking, she wasn't like going like she wasn't changing her tone like, the gay's bad, don't you know? No, she was just outright saying how it was an abomination to Christians. And Christians don't like it. So Rich went on their podcast to try and tell them, why are you letting her on there? She said all of this. You're gay. Why aren't you calling? You're gay, man. Why aren't you calling her out? Why are you just smiling and why are you just smiling like that? And she was like, "Oh, it was a joke." What she said was a joke.
Alex,
that set him off, and now he's got a problem with Screwtex mod, and because of that, the mod got into someone else's live podcast and tried to explain that he was not only joking, again, saying the joking thing, but he also said joke was a bad word to say because that wasn't what he meant. but then said that she was joking. What's that word? Not catching himself.
Burn.
Baby burn. Disco Inferno.
By the way, Alex, it's kind of for you to shit on Christianity a lot when you support one of the biggest Christian voice actors in the entertainment.
That's because he's like the only Christian who I think who one actually believes what he says, and two is actually a good person.
What's another word for hypocrite?
Because guess what? You will never see Vic Mignogna doing this shit. Dear fucking God.
Yeah, Vic Mignogna.
There is a very good video of Vic Mignogna talking to these people who were outside of an anime convention. Very famous video. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. And the very last thing they said to him as he was leaving was, "God loves you," and he said, "Why isn't that on your sign?" Because they had all these signs about, anime is satanic and shit.
Well, actually, what he said was,
then
put up a sign that says that. Put up a sign that says that.
I've seen him angry. It's probably the only time I've seen him angry before the Kick Vic thing ruined his career.
Yeah, like legitimately. He's usually, especially at that point in time, Vic was like one of the coolest cats in the industry, and that fucked him up. And
Christian bigots, the Kick Vic thing, or yes?
Huh? The guys outside the con with the signs, like they legitimately they made him mad. Like that was the angriest that's the angriest I've seen like anybody in a get in like an in-person rational situation. And like where somebody, like, you're very clearly speaking with people who are not rational and you're a rational person, and like that, like, it's easy to come into contact with situations like that on the internet. It's difficult to find things like that in real life.
That's why I've stepped off of social media, except for Discord and YouTube. It's gotten people
Some
just
days
want.
I don't blame you.
All the time, they don't want to reason with you. They don't want to listen. They don't want to do anything. They just want to like be angry and cause chaos and just like
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
You know.
Yep.
And I'm just not like. And it almost turned me into one of these angry archetypes. And I'm guessing.
There's the last shadow Pokemon.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume Kevin didn't see that happen to me.
I'm gonna wind up calling it for the night.
Yeah, after this, I've only got the Mount Battle stuff left. I have to do.
Is Hawk Fu in this game too?
Wait, Hawk Fu from Jackie Chan?
Yeah, Hawk Fu from Chan. Wasn't he in Pokemon Coliseum?
I think I don't know.
To the guy with the big red hair.
Oh, that's Dakim.
Yeah, Hawk Fu.
I didn't know that's what.
Oh, I have to bring something up here. The Murdoch papers have been going at this shit in fucking droves here. Queen Classic Fat Bottomed Girls dropped from the band's greatest hits collection for younger audiences. So,
bruh,
the audio platform Yoto, excuse me, audio platform Yoto, which is a streaming service meant to introduce children to music and stuff. The entire, well, first off, I had to do some research into this because the first place I saw this was the Daily Mail, and if you take anything they say seriously at first glance, God help you. And now I'm seeing this all over the place from other places, so I feel like we gotta talk about this briefly. So yeah, youth audio platform Yoto does not have fat-bottomed girls on the Queen Greatest Hits collection. Now, while... Let me pull it up here. Okay, yeah. So, this Greatest Hits collection includes Bohemian Rhapsody, which involves lyrics about killing a man. But, you know, they think the song about big booty bitches is a little bit too
much.
A little bit too risque. Bohemian Rhapsody is a fucking murder ballad. Like, Mama just killed a man. Like, that's the second line in the song. Like, after, is this the real life? Is it just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor... Okay, not the second line. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. Easy come, easy go. A little high, a little low. Oh, anyway, the wind... Okay, yeah. So it's not... It's one of the most prominent lines in the entire song. When Mama just killed a man and put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. And like, I don't want to die, sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. Oh, like that's Bohemian Rhapsody, if for some reason you've never fucking heard it.
Too late.
And the song about how
my Nintendo Power's got no tips, and the game counselor's a dick. Stop playing games.
Yeah.
I bought new controllers,
so the
but
song about...
nothing. Hey, if Kevin gets to sing, so do I.
I wasn't even singing.
No. You were saying in past times. Now it's my turn, motherfucker.
I never said you couldn't.
I'm done.
No. That's fine. But yeah, like one of the things is this is the Murdoch papers, you know, Fox News, the Daily Mail, this is probably hit news.com.au already and shit like that. I'm just not looking at it. All these news corporation publications are talking about this.
Booyah!
And for one
Caught the
thing,
last shadow Pokemon.
For one thing, I know that this is hypocrisy on their part because there's no fucking way that they would be advocating for Queen in any other capacity because, you know, it's fucking Queen. The band fronted by a bisexual man who fucked more men and women in his life than anybody will ever see, you know.
Lemmy Kilmister.
Hey, Gizmo, look what I posted.
That's fair. But like and to do it over fat bottom girls of all things, they're like saying, is this an example of a music platform being woke? And I'm like, okay,
yes.
The answer's yes, but I don't like you, you know? You get my point? Because this, like, Fox News and the Daily Mail have been some of the most irritating sources of bullshit. Like, you can look at them and say, okay, hey, you're kind of right about this thing, but you're still approaching this in a provocative, slanted way, you know? Well, like MSNBC does that all the time, where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna report the facts, but we're gonna like put a slant on it that makes it go in our direction. And I swear to fucking God, I'll bet you MSNBC is gonna have a piece on this, just saying that it's like anti-gay or something. And I'm just gonna turn into the guy from Godzilla and say, let them fight.
Ken Watanabe.
Yeah, Ken Watanabe. Hey, I want these two shitty platforms to tear each other down. I want to watch as these dinosaurs eat each other, you know?
Speaking of dinosaurs a little bit, Kevin, serious question. How good is Digimon Adventure 2 really? I haven't watched that in over
It's a show that after the first half suffers from too many cooks in one kitchen.
Too many cooks.
I see. Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, just gonna purify some pokes. And
Excuse
then
me?
and then when I come back to this, I'm just gonna do some grinding before Mount Battle, and then finally end this series. Because oh boy, I have been at this game for a while now.
Excuse me!
Yeah, me too.
Excuse me!
Alex, you could have said that repeated instead.
Next time, I'm probably just going to skip straight to the ending.
Bowls.
No, I'm not doing it again.
Oh, hold on a sec. I just gotta do some things with purify chambers, then I'm gonna put some new pokes in there.
Here I found it. So here's for more context, here's some more here's a video I was talking about. Apparently, they invited Rich on to explain what happened. Apparently now Rich Reviewtik USA is homophobic. Just because he criticized the fact that kind of odd criticism, but he criticized the fact that it was just one gay guy and like in a group of straight people. But bad take, but it was far from homophobic, don't you think? Stupid, unneeded, but homophobic.
I mean, just being in the stream is one thing, you know. Like, it's like trying to say.
That's like saying that's like
guilty by association bullshit.
Right, but it's like saying that that's like saying you're racist because you pointed out that I'm the token Hispanic in a group of white guys. It's stupid,
yeah.
but it's stupid, but it's not exactly racist.
I thought you were just a gremlin and a gee. I didn't know you were Hispanic.
Don't you know Gizmo is Gizmo with the Emye? They just recently invented Emye, of course, sort of like Enye.
Who can say where the roads go?
Okay, Gizmo in the waifu images, as I've recently had Raven and Terra commissioned for beach art, and who has better cheeks, Raven or Terra?
Raven.
Really? Because quite a number of people I've talked to say that Terra has better cheeks.
Listen. He was just a skinny lad, never knew no good from bad. But he knew life before he left his nursery.
Well, anyway, unfortunately, because of the fact that I won't be getting home till late on next Monday, there's unless Alex decides to stream by himself, there's probably not going to be a stream on my end, because...
Yeah, I'll stream me trying to get to this fucking special stage.
As filler?
Yeah. We'll call that. We'll call it that. Yeah, this definitely wasn't a filler episode now.
But next time on the Mehcast, we are going to be wrapping up Mario Party 1, and on Friday we will be doing more Smeshy Bros.
Oh yeah.
For our tier list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we could do on a Monday that we've been putting off.
More of a
I know what we could do.
Rocket launcher.
Massively multiplayer online Mondays. MMOM.
No.
MMOM.
No. I mean, I might...
No.
if you'll install Star Wars The Old Republic with me, yeah, I'll play that game with you, but I ain't playing World of Warcraft again.
It doesn't have to be
I
Warcraft.
have spent way too much time on World of Warcraft, and I don't want to do it again.
Oh, bro, it doesn't
I
have to be
installed a
Warcraft.
single player mod.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna stop the stream for tonight. So
I know it doesn't
see y'all
have to be
on
WoW.
Friday.
Yeah,
Oh, and on Saturday. Oh, and on Saturday
Copy
we
out.
are watching How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Yep, be there or don't be a dragon. Bye.
Don't tell me
Bye.
what to do.